Welcome to the garage. I'm Chris. My friends call me the Candyman, and you already know what time it is. Tonight, we're drafting best ball teams. The poodle is quickly approaching about 50%, or has it already gotten past 50% filled? It's at 48% filled. I've only drafted 4 of them, so we're going to have to rip quite a few 20-second poodles tonight on stream. Come get in the chat, say what's up, draft some of these poodles on Underdog with me. If you're new to the channel, if you're watching this in the future, make sure you hit the like, make sure you're subscribed. Come draft with the channel. A lot of really sharp people in this community. Shout out to you all. I'm on a goal to hit 500 subscribers by the start of the NFL season, and I think we can do it. We're on pace. We're making headway. I need your help. Looking forward to drafting with you guys all best ball summer long, pretty much every day. You know where to find it. Without further ado, let's kick it to the intro. Let's get right into a 20-second poodle, and it looks like they already got rid of the slows. All I see is the option to enter, and it's a 20-second clock. So I'm going to hit enter right now. If you're watching this, you can get in on the first poodle. I'm hitting enter. I'm going to kick it to the intro, and these things snap fill. So I'm hitting enter right now and actually waiting on 7, 6, 5. Let's hit the intro. But overall, it's like the guy can ball. Like, actions speak louder than words. What's up, everybody? How we doing tonight? What's going on? GM Bindles, no longer the Jeopardy king, unseated by Justin Herzig. Legends. What a fun best ball Jeopardy that was. Hope you guys caught on. Hope you guys were there. Go check it out. I got the link in the chat already if you haven't already seen it. One of the greatest shows of the week. Best ball Jeopardy with the Fanspeak Network. Bindles, I'll see you later on in the winner's bracket. Thanks for being here. Hope you're having a good Wednesday, my friend. Disbanded Brotherhood, how you doing? Hook 'em horns, baby. Big horns tonight. I'm on the clock. Boom. Let me go ahead and make this pick. It's Justin Jefferson. I'm in the 2 spot, and then I'll switch to a better view. But yeah, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't make me bust out Happy Gilmore. I'll do it. Oh, that wasn't so bad. Pretty much already set up, ready to go. Feeling good. Oh, man, this poodle, though, it's like 50% filled almost. We're going to have to rip a bunch. I don't want to do any slows. They took away the slow option, so it's not even a choice anymore. But let's get right into it. One sec. Got to sneeze. Okay, I'm back. Best Ball Jeopardy, super fun show. Steve, Justin Herzig, battling it. Let's get into it. I was just texting with one of my home league bros, one of my good friends, one of my best friends, and from my redraft league. I've mentioned it before. My redraft league started when we were freshmen in high school, so we're well past 15 years in this redraft league. It's 10 of us. We go every Labor Day. We fly somewhere. We drive somewhere. We go to a destination. We rent a house. At least now that we're not living with our parents in high school anymore, we make a big weekend out of it. Labor Day weekend, an extra day off. and we draft. It's a redraft league. It's half PPR. We've got 3 wide receivers and 2 flex spots. It's super flex. We also do auction draft. So long story short, it's about a 6.5 hour draft. We do it on usually Saturdays, the first weekend of college football. Super fun time. Either Saturday or Sunday. I think last year we might have actually done it on Sunday and just watched the games on Saturday. But he was texting me. He's been getting close to maxing the Schnauzer. I don't know if it's closed already. I don't know if it's filled. And then he was interested in doing some poodles, but we'll have to catch him another time. He's busy at the moment. But we were texting earlier today. He was asking how many Schnauzers I've gotten into with poodles. What's the situation? How's it going, Steve? Very nice show. Very entertaining. Love the format. The best ball Jeopardy. Can't get enough. Excited for the rest of that this summer. One more piece of the best ball community, making it, so much more fun, bringing everyone together. Incredible. Very close match. Max the Schnauzer today. Nice. Yeah, I finished mine last night on stream. Bindles, check your Twitter DMs, my friend. Check your Twitter DMs. It's tough. It's tough on the spot. It's very hard. It's difficult. I've got Justin Jefferson with the first pick. Do we just take Bucky? Do I take JT? I think I'll just take JT. Somehow I'm a little bit behind, probably because I've been prioritizing Bucky Irving. It's a 20-second poodle. Let me hit the refresh and check out what I've got going on with JT, with Justin Jefferson. I've done it a few times. I'm familiar with doing it. If I go to Justin Jefferson, I've done him with Bucky a few times as well. So could have been either one. Could have done it either way. Some people are a little bit lower on Jonathan Taylor because of the lack of pass catching upside, but I think in half point PPR, I'm looking for touchdowns. And I'm going to grab Chase Brown too. I think he is just a stud. He's getting a ton of volume. I don't know who else they're going to use in Cincinnati. So in the backfield, looks like it's wheels up for Chase Brown. Bindles, check the Twitter DM when you're ready. Sent you that link. Let's see what we got going on. Yeah, we're live. We're rolling. Hope you guys are having a good Wednesday night and getting these poodles in. I mean, hey, it's going to close pretty quick. Yeah, still in it, Steve. You'll make a comeback. It's going to be fun. Timothy, what's up, brother? How you doing? Have you gotten into any Superflex? He asked. I did 3 Superflex on stream with Huhames the week that it opened. And I've talked about Superflex a good amount just in other people's chats. I haven't done a whole lot, though. I've been pretty focused on the other tournament types. And it comes from like 2 things. One is just a little bit of bankroll management and doing the contest that I prefer. So I'm sticking to the Schnauzers, the German Shepherds, the poodles. I'm maxing these, the pit bull. So I got my hands full. I can hardly get any more streams in than what I do live. I probably get in 75-80% of all my drafts live on stream, which is the whole point. I'm here streaming these drafts. Let me let the dog in real quick. She's knocking at the door, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So the whole point of starting this channel was just because I'm going to be drafting these teams anyways. So I might as well go live, talk some ball with the community, with you guys, have fun doing it. So it's all about fun. It's all about the vibes and doing these drafts. I was going to be doing them anyways. I was finding myself drafting in a lot of stream draft rooms as it was. So I started the channel back in 2023 in February. And the very first show I did was a I mean, just a weekly ADP show, changes in ADP. I was focused on rookie risers and fallers. My very first series, it was all live shows, but I was kind of treating it because I didn't really have an audience at that time. No one was like really watching for the first couple of shows, so it felt like a recorded video because I was audience of one or two. But I was doing rookie risers and fallers. I made some of those into shorts. You can actually still see them on my channel. It's hilarious. I was sitting in my garage. I had a newborn in my house, so I was trying not to be loud in the house. I was out in the garage streaming poodles, best ball manias, puppies back in 2023, hanging out in everyone else's chats too, doing stream drafts. And it was a fun time. And then last year I did a few more on stream, and then this year where I was on paternity leave again with my second kid, and so I restarted up the stream in the middle of, I think it was actually March, and during big board season. So we're right back into it. Yeah, Jameson Williams or Devonta Smith. I think I'm gonna go Smith this time. I've got a lot of Jameson Williams. Feels like it's a good way to play it. Even though, I mean, it would have been nice if Hurts was still there. It's probably better I don't take Hurts. And I did notice Hurts went earlier, but Chuba Hubbard 46, interesting. Probably better I don't know. I could have pushed Smith, taken JMO for the bring back with Justin Jefferson. I'm going to get different. I've done that a million times. I think Devonta Smith is criminally undervalued at pick 47 as it is, and I don't quite have enough exposure. So yeah, long story short, Tim, not a whole lot of super flex, but still having fun. Tim D, what's up, brother? It was a great Jeopardy, super fun show. Godwin goes, just getting different over here. Man, maybe I could have taken JMO. I'm going to go Sutton this time. I've taken a bunch of Pickens. I'm going to get different. Go Sutton, Smith, Jefferson, JT, and Chase Brown. I take a whole lot of Pickens. I take a whole lot of Jameson Williams. Looking back, though, maybe I should have gone Jameson Williams and hoped to get Devonta Smith where I took Sutton. But just mixing up my picks. Shout out to Green Bean. He made it into the draft that we kicked off right at the beginning of the stream. How you doing tonight, Green Bean? A Bijan, Trey McBride, Devontae Adams start. Pretty interesting stuff. And then the Chuba pick. You're definitely high on Chuba. I've known that. Chuba used to be going there at different times this summer, and he's kind of fallen a bit, but it's a pretty flat tier. So I don't mind the reach up for getting your guys, especially if you only have so many poodles left. Green Bean, how many poodles have you done? Do you have like less than 5 left or something? Are you just getting a little bit different? Are you just getting your guys for these time box tournaments? Steve is a beast. He's got to get in. He got to get there. He got to get through week 15, week 16, make it to the finals, week 17 of Best Ball Jeopardy, as they say. Slaying them. How do you get the red shield? So people in the chat will know better than me, but there's 2 ways. One, you enter a shitload of tournaments. 2, you win tournaments. So I don't know how many tournaments you have to enter to get the red badge if you don't win. I've heard it's 1,200 or maybe it's 2,000. I think the black badge is like 500 or 1,000 or something, kind of in that range. I got my red badge after I won not won, but finished top 10 in my second large field tournament. So I got my black badge in 2023/2024. That 2023 season, after I finished 7th in the poodle, I had won enough in tournaments to get a black badge. And then the red badge, I think I got that after I got 5th in the albatross last year in 2024 in golf, PGA best ball. So there's some number you have to get to for the shields if you're just entering, but you can just win a certain number of prize money and you can get the shields. I used to look it up before I had the shield. I was like, how do I get this? I've totally forgotten now that I have it, but it took a little while. Took some good outcomes. Hartman, what's up, brother? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Saw you in the Jeopardy streets answering the questions. Hartman and I are going live tomorrow night here on the channel. We're going to be drafting some poodles, talking FFPC, the big gorilla. We're going to be drafting a big gorilla on stream together this Saturday night. Stay tuned for that. Going to be a fun time. Always love drafting with Hartman. You guys know him. You guys love him. Super sharp drafter. Always in these streets. Usually talking shit with a smile on his face. Green Bean. Trying to get guys I don't usually target, but only 5 poodles deep so far. Okay. See, I thought the opposite. I thought you were getting different because you only had like 5 left or something, but just, yeah, in these time box tournaments, it's a good excuse to take players you don't normally take to get different. Because, hey, if you take a lot of certain players in Best Ball Manias, but then in a time box you do different things, you can, spread your risk around a little bit or whatever. Montgomery seems like a good pick. I'm going to go Montgomery. And then is it stupid to get Laporta too? It might be stupid to also get Laporta. I could just take Golden or Reed. Or even Myers. People acting like Myers is not a good click. It's the most expensive we've ever paid for him. Pretty consistent. He does have some spike weeks. Let me get a little quick research on our boy Jacoby Myers again. If refresh my memory. If we think he can do really well on the Raiders with Geno. I'm gonna go Laporta. I don't know. I like building out this Week 17 game stack with the Vikings at home versus the Detroit Lions. So I have Justin Jefferson, I have Sam Laporta, I have David Montgomery. I've got a couple different angles in that game. And then I've got, so out of my first 7 picks, 3-3-1, Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, David Montgomery. The running backs are strong. Probably end up drafting like 5 of them. And then I need to make up a little bit of, probably get some more depth at wide receiver. I don't know that I'm like behind yet, but only 3 through my first 7 picks. Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. And I went ahead and grabbed Sam Laporta. Garrett Wilson goes pick 30. Travis Hunter, 53. Pearsall, 72. Khalil Shakir, 70. Mooney, 75. I know Green Bean loves Mooney. Takes him pretty early, but get your guys. Cashing 100 wins. Black is cashing 50. But got week 16 and 17 correlation early. Oh, yeah. Apparently pick'ems count too. Sup, who Hames. Fun stream earlier. Surprise guest, Bindles. Good stuff. I just do NFL best ball. Yeah, I just do NFL best ball and PGA best ball. I don't do pick'ems. And I don't really dabble in any other sports at the moment. I used to do a lot of fantasy basketball when I was in college and then shortly after, but those were all like leagues with friends, like 12-team roto format, 9-cat. Yeah. Strictly football. Forever. Hilarious. Well, when we stop drafting football teams at some point, I will be drafting. So I maxed the scramble. I maxed the albatross. Actually, I didn't fully max the scramble. I think I was like 30 teams short because it closed so fast and I was busy. That it was Christmas. But I have 2 teams in the finals for the scramble right now. Tomorrow is the Rocket Classic in Detroit. I've got a team in the top 50. I've got a team in the top 100. It's like a 350-person final. So I'm hoping that one of those teams, and the team in the top 50 looks pretty good. So I'm hoping it can move up into the top 25. and then maybe the team in the top 100 can move into the top 50, and then we'll see what happens. We've got just a few weeks left. I think there's 4 weeks left if I have to look at the schedule. Let me pull up the schedule. There's a number of weeks left. It's either 3 or 4 for the regular season. The Rocket Classic, the John Deere, this Genesis Scottish Open, and then the Open at Royal Troon. So there's 4 weeks left, just like I thought. 3 after this week. GM Seth, what's up, brother? The Jared Goff stack. Yes, Dragonheart. How you doing, brother? Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Thanks for being here. Dragonheart, have you been drafting any poodles lately? That's what we're doing tonight. We're doing 20-second poodles, as many as we can get in. Ooh, Jordan Mason goes to Green Bean. I could take Kyler. Unstacked Kyler. I'm going to go Jaden Higgins first. I think Cac Russell is going to take... Probably not take Kyler. I was thinking he might have had McBride, but Green Bean has McBride, right? Yep. Green Bean, you took Jordan Mason over getting stacked McBride, Kyler Murray, you savage. Just trying to make me upset. No, I'm just kidding. But I could do Kyler Murray or Fields here. Damn, Bo Nix is not there, is he? No, he's there. Maybe I should just take Bo Nix. I don't take a lot of them. What the... Literally, I was going to take Bo Nix over Kyler Murray, which I never do. I don't have a lot of Bo Nix, and he goes. So I think I'll just take Kyler Murray here. I don't have Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't have Trey McBride. Sorry, Green Bean. I do need to get my Kyler Murray exposure up. I believe that to unlock Kyler Murray's potential, they need to run the ball. He needs to run the ball more. I know back in February, there was some coach speak that said they didn't expect to use Kyler Murray anymore in designed runs and consistently kind of use him how they did last year. But I think I've been hearing him talk more lately about how he wants to get moving on the ground a little bit more and be more active in that part of the game. So I think he's got enough rushing upside and that you don't have to have him stacked. Obviously, it'd be nice to have him stacked, but I also have him playing Chase Brown in week 17. So kind of a nice little mini there, a little bring back. Last year, he's number 5 among quarterbacks. So Kyler Murray was number 5 among quarterbacks in rushing EPX. That's explosive play rating. It's a per play efficiency or explosiveness metric. Run plays over 10 yards. He could be better in the passing game, but he had a lot of passing attempts. He was decent in the passing game. I think he has plenty of passing attempts. If we go back and look at like his stats, deep ball attempts number 11, pass attempts number 9, red zone attempts number 12. So his passing game is not the problem. He could get slightly more efficient, sure, and maybe get some more passing yards. And he's got a decent floor for rushing. But if he gets a little bit more passing touchdowns, runs the ball a little bit more, and gets a little more efficient on those passing plays to get more yardage, I think Kyler could also be unlocked as a top 4 or 5 fantasy quarterback. I had like 20% Kyler Murray during the big board. He was my most drafted QB. And then all of a sudden I haven't drafted him like hardly at all in these tournaments since the NFL draft. If I go here, I have to refresh real quick. On my best ball overlay, I can see my combinations. Oh, there it is. Kyler Murray, only 4%, 6 teams, so not a whole lot at all. I usually take him with Trey McBride or Marvin Harrison, and I don't draft a ton of those guys. I also draft a ton of James Conner, but I didn't get him there on this team either. He's gone. Where did James Conner go? He went at pick 64. He's been consistently going in the lower 60s versus the higher 60s, 70 range. Yeah, I just banded. I don't know a single person who's profitable in the pick'ems, so I stay away from them. They're just not my favorite. 100%. I don't recommend the pick'ems to anyone. And I don't even do drafts on any other site. Nice. Yeah, I mostly do underdog, so I don't do DK, I don't do drafters. I'm underdog, and then I've got all the dynasty and redraft stuff that I do. That's hilarious. Yep, everyone knows it. Who Hames is right. FK knows it. What's up, FK? How you doing tonight, brother? Hope you're having a good Wednesday night. Yeah, I just like drafting in these impossibly hard to win tournaments with the sharpest people in fantasy sports. That's what I'm all about. Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to snipe you there. Kind of happened naturally. I've been wanting to get more Kyler. I've been trying to get more Kyler for days, so I was kind of in the right spot to do it, and I wasn't going to pass up on him. And I would have taken Bo Nix, but then Bo Nix for some reason goes to Cac Russell, who didn't have a single, you know, correlated player to that point. But that's what happens. I don't know. Bateman. Bateman seems good for this team. If it's not Bateman, it's going to be Bateman. Let me get some Rashad Bateman as my wide receiver 5. Feels nice. I don't know if I can, in good faith, take JJ McCarthy over Dak Prescott, but I'm going to have to do it because he's there. I'm really conflicted right now. JJ McCarthy never makes it back around, though, so better to have a JJ McCarthy stack with Justin Jefferson than to have unstacked Dak Prescott, is my thinking. I could have had George Pickens over Cortland Sutton at pick 50. Looking back, hindsight, that was the move. I didn't even get a chance to get Bo Nix as it was. The whole point of taking Cortland Sutton was for me to get Nix. I passed up on Pickens to do it, and then Dak was available for me at pick 122. Sometimes it doesn't come together, but in these type of tournaments where it's all about winning in week 17, so you got to take the correlated pieces to win to get you there. It's not about the season-long bet of will Dak score more points than JJ McCarthy on average or season-long. It's who do you need week 17? And if I've got Justin Jefferson, I'm gonna want JJ McCarthy too. Yeah, I don't even know what the champions thing is. I don't even look at the pick'ems. Love underdog. No idea. Yeah, you knew Jordan Mason wouldn't either. I would have taken him for sure. Hell yeah, Bindles. Join anytime. You got the link, brother. Saw you streaming with Who Hames earlier. Good stuff. I think I've already shouted that out, but it was fun. Who Hames always a good time in his chat on his channel. He goes live usually around 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'm wrapping up my workday at that point. I like to tune in, listen in, see what's going on with you guys. Shout out to Who Hames. Make sure you subscribe to Who Hames. Make sure you subscribe to Bindles. Bindles and I mean, you guys already know this. We had our Ballsy show on Bindles channel this week. Link in description. We had Neil Orfield on. It was a super fun time. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. Bookmark it. Watch it again later. Make sure you put a like on it. Make sure you give some views to your boys. And then also consider joining Bindles Discord. You can find it on his Twitter. You can find it on his YouTube channel. I don't know if I have it in my description or not, but tons of dynasty conversations and things going on in there. You can get his free rankings. Very good stuff. I saw that. I think he's streaming with Emo. Did you see his tweet? I think he's gonna go live with Emo. Or I thought they were already live maybe. It doesn't look like they're live. Oh wait, sorry, I just refreshed. They might be. I thought he was. Yeah, he just wrapped up. They just wrapped up a super quick draft. The streak continues. Boom. Hit the Discord link. Get into Bindles Discord. Come hang out with us there. I like Goddard. I've got Laporta. Benson seems like a smart pick. I'll do that one first. Well, oh no, I'll make Cac Russell take another running back. I'll get my Goddard before him. So I like to do that. Little insight, little strategy piece. When I'm on the 2 spot or the 11 spot, I like to screw over the person in the 1 or the 12 spot. And it doesn't always work. Sometimes they take your Trey Benson. Sometimes they take your Bo Nix. But you would have thought, you would think, and he still takes a tight end, so he probably would have taken Goddard. You like to think that a sharp drafter wouldn't take a 6th running back in the first 12 rounds, but he does. That's fine. I didn't need him. Get some Jaden Blue for me on this one. Seems fine here. Good upside pick. Also a piece of a fun game for week 17. I'm not crazy about the wide receivers available. I'm going to keep waiting to see where Jack Besh ends up settling. I still believe in Besh being a decent pick, but I'm going to let the market decide where he falls. They always say, how do you catch a falling knife? You let it bounce. So wait for Jack Besh to hit his low point and then bounce back up a little bit and level off. That's where you'll find me drafting him again. I was drafting Jack Besh in the 130 to 136 range for a while. I don't think I have a ton of Jack Besh. I haven't been drafting him for a while, so I still have 10%. I still have a decent bag. I was like 15 or 16% early on. I'm starting to slow down, but I've lost a lot of ADP value on those picks. And those contests, some of them are best ball manias, yes. So lost a little value. I think he settles back around pick 140 or 135 kind of range. The tier of wide receivers here is not that different. It's a bunch of tight ends and running backs and a few quarterbacks that are going in this range. So he could fall by 10, 15 picks ADP. He's literally going like 3 receivers later than he normally does. So it's not that different. And at this range, you start to throw ADP out the window. So if you still need Jack Besh on a team, whether you've got plans to do like a Raiders stack with Geno or you just like Jack Besh, you need a rookie receiver upside, I think he still finds a take. But like I said, we'll see where he settles out. Nice. He got his power back. Yo, what up, Emo? Was just talking about you. Had to check in on Tyler's stream, on PPR Tyler's stream. Looks like it sounded like you guys were going in for a quick stream, so I'll have to watch that one back. Appreciate you being here, my man. Hope you're having a great Wednesday night and a solid week. Always good to see you in the chat, brother. Besh has a heavy heart. Yeah, the whole story, I mean, it's insane. I can't even talk about it. It's just too much. Exactly. I've walked those streets. My first time in my life that I was in NOLA was for the Texas versus Washington college football semifinal playoff game on New Year's Day. And so me and my buddies that were there, we bought tickets together. We drove slash flew to the game, rented hotel rooms, all hung out. We went out on New Year's Eve on Bourbon Street, had a lot of fun, went out New Year's Day, ate a lot of good food, went to the game, close but no cigar. I got a really sweet koozie too. I have a nice koozie. I bought it at halftime for like $15. Memories, keepsakes. But the horns did not prevail. Michael Penix Jr. tore it up. So I'm a believer. Penix goes to Green Bean at pick 123 here. Perfectly good place to take him. He already had Mooney, so it makes a lot of sense. And then Devontae Adams too, right? So the bring back, very nice. You did have George Pickens. It's kind of, you overlooked Dak with George Pickens, but it would have been a good pick too. I think I personally have Penix ranked 120 overall, but I have all of the quarterbacks pretty aggressively ranked higher than their ADP. I think they're all good values. Most of them are, at least. I'm going to go Thielen. I think it's the obvious pick here, thing to do. Thielen, he's in the thumbnail. If you didn't recognize him, I was going to ask y'all, did you recognize who's in the thumbnail today? It's Adam Thielen from practice at Panthers, whatever, OTAs, whatever you want to call them. Literally today, the Panthers official account posted pictures of Adam Thielen essentially wearing like his pit vipers, his sunglasses, practicing on the field. And I copied it straight off of the official NFL Twitter, the Panthers Twitter, threw it in the thumbnail, and that's what you get. I thought he looked like a freaking stud. He looked ballsy, looked like a killer. I've been drafting a ton of Adam Thielen, which you wouldn't have seen me do in previous years. Last year, I think I had 8, 7, maybe 9% Thielen, depending on the tournament. I had 2% Thielen in 2023, but I'm back. I'm a believer. I've got a Thielen. So, 2022, it looked like he was starting to kind of decline a bit. I know he misses some games sometimes. 23, big surprise, nice outputs. 24, limited action, still does really good on a per game basis. He's always been a guy with touchdown upside. So I'm going to keep believing in Thielen. And then Michael Wilson, of course, get the guy, complete the stack for the Cardinals. Through my first, 15 picks? 2-4-7-2 build with Kyler Murray and JJ McCarthy. Almost certainly a 2 QB build, but we'll see who's there at the end of the draft. Jonathan Taylor, Chase Brown, David Montgomery, and Jaden Blue for my first 4 running backs. Probably looking for one more, maybe 2. Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton, my top 3 receivers. I then circled back around with Jaden Higgins, Rashad Bateman, took a break, grabbed some tight ends, but I've gotten Thielen and Michael Wilson with my last 2 picks. Those tight ends, Sam Laporta, Dallas Goedert. Could easily stop with 2 tight ends, could stop with 2 quarterbacks, but I don't think I need to. I think I'm feeling good at the running back and wide receiver positions. I'm going to look to take what I can, following ADP, correlated picks, whatever makes sense on these last 3 rounds. Dr. B. Harris, get out of here. Get out of here. Not a chance. How you doing, Dr. B? Hope your Wednesday is going good. You ripping some drafts? You going to get in on this next one? Starting soon. We're going to be ripping these ones tonight. I got to get through these poodles. We're 40 minutes into the stream. We've almost finished our first poodle. We're feeling good. There goes Thornton. I mean, I think I need a running back here. Dylan Sampson seems kind of intriguing. I'll go Shipley. I don't take a lot of Shipley. ADP puts me on him. I still haven't updated my exposure since Sunday or Monday morning. Sunday, kind of the same thing. I might go Dylan Sampson. No, you know what I want? I'm going Taj Brooks, baby. Locking up the Bengals backfield for what's almost certainly their two best options, Chase Brown and Taj Brooks. Getting the rookie upside with Brooks with Blue, handcuff with Shipley, team stacking with my Devonta Smith bet. I've done this twice now, Chase Brown and Taj Brooks on the same team. I'm open to it. I mean, you got to pay up a lot for Chase Brown. It's not a handcuff. Taj Brooks could have a little standalone value. Obviously, is some kind of handcuffing contingent play. But running backs, you want running backs in good offenses. Bengals seem like one of the best offenses. Why not get what we don't even know? It's June 25th. Maybe in August, Taj Brooks, not a good pick. I'll take enough right now, though, to have a little bit. 8% seems just fine. Easily could have gone Dylan Sampson there, but I didn't have like an obvious reason to connect on the Browns. And I want to keep playing into this Week 17 game with Kyler Murray and the Cardinals at Cincinnati playing the Bengals. Thought about going Yoshivas there. I think he was still available, but I didn't really need the wide receiver. And then I've already got so many wide receivers that I feel good about, where I'm probably going to stop with those 7. My last pick, I'm looking for a tight end or even a QB if the right one's still there. Like Daniel Jones, I'd take him unstacked. Jackson Dart for some late season upside. Probably not Shuck, completely unstacked. I do have Jonathan Taylor, so Daniel Jones, I don't think he'll come back around, but if he's there, it makes a lot of sense. Team level correlation. And Dart, I think, can just be like a really good pick with the last one overall. If there's no tight ends that I absolutely like feel great about, and I do feel pretty good about Juwan Johnson. I like Terrence Ferguson also. I kind of think this is my play. If Yoshivas is still there, I would consider it too. Yo Sivas. So this is like our luxury pick in round 18. And Taj Brooks was also kind of a luxury pick. But I could either take one more tight end with Juwan Johnson, who I think is just good. I could take one more QB with Danny Dimes if he's there. I think he's a great pick, super late. Or Yoshivas. I could do Coker, Adonai Mitchell. So we'll see. We'll see who's available with the last pick. Yes, sir. Love that. Love that vibe. Disbanded. No, B is a he is a Red Raider. We've learned this before. We're gonna rip them tonight. Guns up, actually. Yep. We talked about this last time. My sister went to Tech. My brother went to Tech. My brother played baseball at Tech. He was on the College World Series team. For them, he's a pitcher. And I've been to Lubbock plenty of times. I was actually in Lubbock when Michael Crabtree and Graham Harrell had that connection to beat the Longhorns in 2009, I think it was. 2008. It was 2008. I was there. My sister was a freshman at Tech, and I was in attendance. So I've been to plenty of to games in Lubbock. Daniel Jones, like I said, perfect pick to cap this one off. Hey, I got Jonathan Taylor. I don't have any receivers, but don't need them. I've got Justin Jefferson. Might have been good to get the third tight end because Goddard's always injured. So when I have Goddard, I typically do like to have 3 tight ends because he's always injured. Let's take a quick look at the fill rates on these tournaments. Puppy Butt Superflex is at 71%. I think I'm done with my 3 entries that Hames and I did for that one. But if anyone wants to come on as a guest who strongly suggests they want to do some Superflex, I'm open to it. But on my own, I'm probably not going to do it. Pitbull should be about, 15%, 18% filled, it says. I'll get into that soon. Corgi is 26% filled. I'll probably try to enter that if it's close to like 50 to 70%. So probably this weekend. The Poodle is just at 50% now, almost. By the time we finish this next draft, it will be. So we're about to rip another 20-second Poodle. If you want to get in, get queued up. I'm going to put it in the chat when I enter so you'll know. Get ready. If you see it in the chat, I've hit enter, and I'm doing it right now. Boom. Waiting on 10. It's tricky. Boom, boom, boom. I see you guys jumping in. It seems like we might have, like, some guys got on the pre-filled draft last night. It was crazy. We were filling those Poodles. I tweeted it out. Make sure you follow me on Twitter, by the way. If you're on Twitter, give me a follow. I'll follow you back. Promise. Especially if you're a chill bro in the best ball / fantasy, community. Or if you're just a guy, if you're just normal dude person, I'll follow you back. At FFB Garage. Last night, I posted the draft boards from the, I don't know what poodle it was. I think we did 2 Poodles last night. Maybe it was the first one. Could have been the second one. We filled 2, if not 3 lobbies in like less than 30 seconds. And then we were all drafting, some savage drafts going on. A lot of sharp drafters, really fun time. And a few of you guys who are in here tonight were also there. So I know Steve here in the 9 spot was there last night in these rooms. Jalapeno Jenkins, what's up, brother? Was here last night in those rooms. I think Green Bean was here too. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. Getting these Poodles in. This is like Poodle number 6 or 7 for me. Let me check. Let's check the drafts. Oh, the Schnauzer hasn't actually closed yet. I did max this last night. It's kind of slowed down the last couple percentages. I did my Greyhound the first week that it opened. It's been open for like 3 weeks. I guess I've done, this is my 6th Poodle, I guess, that we're currently in. Here's some slows I got going. I got some slow marathons. Shout out to Steve for the marathon ranks. Steve and Meg with the Fanspeak Network. Where's this Poodle? There it is. I'm trying to get out of my slow drafts. I want them all to finish, and then I'm going to be done. I'm not entering any more slow drafts if I can help it. All right, it's either Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb again. Green Bean gets to make the decision. He's in the 3 spot. What will he choose? Let's turn on some tunes. I'm going to go with CeeDee Lamb here. Easy click for me. Big CeeDee Lamb drafter. Let's get it going. Okay. What up? Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for being here. Chris B, my friend. Always with the kind words. Appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit the like for me. Let's get those numbers up. I don't even know what it's at, but if you haven't hit like already, I appreciate you. And if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, which I can't believe it, but according to my YouTube analytics, 43% of my viewers are not subscribed to the channel, which I can't believe. But I know a lot of y'all are, and I appreciate y'all for drafting with me, you know, in these tournaments over the course of the summer. We're having a fun time. It's all about the vibes, all about having fun. So I won't oversell it. But also, like and subscribe. You too good for your home? That's your home. Are you guys gonna watch Happy Gilmore 2 when it comes out on Netflix? I'll have to watch it. It's coming out soon, I think. Sometime this summer, I want to say. They filmed it like over a year ago. You can tell because Scotty Scheffler is like completely clean shaven in it. So it had to have been before the 2024 season of golf. So that puts you at like 2023 fall. So they've been done with it for a while, probably just editing all the scenes and all that stuff. Happy Gilmore, probably one of my top 5 movies of all time. Not just sports, not just comedies. It's just nostalgia. One of the first movies I had on DVD. I think it was DVD. It might have been VHS, actually. I think it was VHS. I had Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison on VHS. And I would just watch those on repeat when I was a kid. Love it. You did the super regional games for Tech Beat when College of Charleston was in school then. Nice. I have to think back. What year was that? My brother, I want to say it was. Oh dang! I really wanted Bowers there. Let me check my combos real quick with CD. I might just grab Rice. Yeah, why not? I'll take some Rashi Rice. He keeps rising. Now he's at pick 22. He's at pick 24 last time I blinked. Let me look it up. I think it was 2018. Or 2019? Can't remember. But I was there. They went to Omaha, as they usually do. So you probably watched those games, Dr. B. You were probably watching those games. You would remember. So my brother, he lived with only baseball players, like his roommates. You would probably recognize some of those guys. Let me make this pick. Do I want McBride? Probably not. Why do I have him ranked there then? Adams, McLaurin go. CeeDee Lamb, Rashi Rice. I'll do McBride. I was saying I wanted to get more Kyler. This is a great excuse to get him now. $28 seems okay. I'm not obsessed with taking McBride. I only have like 4% McBride. I really would have liked Bowers at 21. But I'll make it work. So, Dr. B, what I was saying is you might recognize Braxton Fulford, who's a catcher for Tech. Starting catcher for, I want to say, at least 3 years, if not his whole 4-year college career. He was one of my brother's roommates. Speaking of, my brother is having his bachelor party this year in Fort Lauderdale. And we've got a group of like 14 guys. We've rented Airbnb. We're going to golf on Saturday. We're going to fly in on Friday. Might hit the Hard Rock one night or two. And go to the beach, play some golf, hang out by the pool at the Airbnb, check out the restaurants. Should be a good time. I'm pretty sure Braxton's going to be there. I think we picked a weekend where he could make it. He's playing for the Rockies right now. And he got moved up from the farm system. He actually, I think it was last month, he played his first game for the Rockies. At his first at-bat, he hit a home run. Incredible. Yeah, they got us the 08 in 08 with Crabtree. I was there. The Red Raiders were going nuts, standing on cars in the middle of the street on Broadway, stopping traffic. You heard people shouting Raider power till 3 a.m. in the morning. I couldn't sleep. It was so loud. I was near campus. Oh, appreciate you, Chris B. Always with the kind words. How you doing this Wednesday? What are you up to, Chris? What's going on in your world, brother? Was it Halloween? It was fall. I don't remember if it was Halloween, but you would... I was there. I just don't remember exactly what time of year it was. Hard to pass up on Hurts. Hurts and then 52 for Smith. What's Smith's ADP? It's let me go this way. Maybe I can get it. I almost took Hampton too. So one thing we did with Neil the other night, at least I think it was with Neil, we took Jalen Hurts and then pushed Devonta Smith around the corner. I think we were in the 3 spot where we did it. Pretty sure. Maybe it was the 2 spot. It was the 2 spot. So we took Hurts and then pushed Smith to 50. Normally, and what he was saying he normally does too, normally I take the receiver first and try to push the quarterback around the corner in these situations, and they're kind of few and far in between these days, but it still happens, you know. Something you would do with like Terry McLaurin, taking him late and then trying to get Jaden Daniels. Doing it here with Devonta Smith and then trying to get Jalen Hurts. So it works for me this time. Feeling pretty good about that. Hey, I thought I was going to take Mahomes. Thought I was going to take Dak. Thought I was going to take Kyler. I end up going Hurts, which means I really don't need any of those other quarterbacks. I'll really try to push them and get them at a significant ADP discount. And then worst case scenario, I could tag on any last round QB with Jalen Hurts and feel just fine about my QB position, because that's really the way you should be playing it if you have Jalen Hurts. You want him starting every single week, scoring in your lineup. That's what you're paying up for in the 5th round. So I'll treat it that way. It's almost certainly going to be a 2 QB build, although I've done more 3 QB builds than ever this season, especially in these smaller dollar contests. I think it makes sense with Hurts. You know, Hurts and any QB that goes late. So Hurts with the bye in week 9 means you can't match him up with certain other players. Like, we're not drafting any Browns QBs. I mean, Baker Mayfield goes too early with the Bucks. And then for the Jets, I guess that would be Fields, and he kind of goes early too. So then the late options, you're thinking of guys like Geno Smith, Matt Stafford, Tua, Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold. Anything after that, Daniel Jones goes. I got him in the last round in the last draft. Any of those guys seem like perfectly good partners for Jalen Hurts. So all that being said, the guys like Mahomes, Dak, and Kyler, I'm really going to push them, and maybe Dak falls again in this draft, but people usually scoop those guys up. I need to focus on getting running backs and wide receivers in that range. This might be a 0 RB build for me. I've got CD, Rashi, Rice, Trey McBride, Devonta Smith, and Jalen Hurts through my first 5 picks. I almost took Hampton at pick 45. I'm kind of glad I didn't, but also I want to get more Hampton. Nathan, what's up, brother? Nathan Vincent in the 12. Appreciate you being here. How you doing? How's your Wednesday going, my friend? What poodle is this for you? Have you been ripping poodles? This is like my 5th, 6th one. I think my 6th one or whatever. So I got to play a little catch up on these poodles. Burrows there. I'm going to do something I normally don't do. And I am going to take Debo. Because I want to keep building out the strong receiver room. Week 16 correlation with Philadelphia. Week 17. I'm looking for the Eagles, I'm looking for the Bills, but then also get Debo to go with my CeeDee Lamb. So like a little mini there. So it made a lot of sense to get Debo where he's playing against my Eagles in week 16 and then he's playing against my CeeDee Lamb in week 17. It's a fun way to play it. And that running back group is kind of flat for me, kind of a similar tier with Swift, Pollard, Pacheco, Montgomery. I'll take maybe one of those guys. Or do I go Golden and Reed and just keep the good times rolling at wide receiver and make a true zero running back build on this team where I have an elite tight end, I have an elite QB. Do I win at QB? Do I win at tight end? And do I destroy and just keep winning at wide receiver? And then that's the theory. You push the running backs till later, and I'm losing at running back, but I'm going to take some contingent value guys, some guys that are in ambiguous backfields, and try to win that way. I think I'm selling myself on this idea right now. Although it's kind of hard to pass up on Swift or Pollard. There's like a decent value on them. Even Pacheco's pretty decent value, and I don't have a ton of them anymore. So I'm gonna go Swift here. Golden, Reed. I'm gonna go Swift. So not a true zero RB build, but pretty close, and definitely like later RB, but not a true zero RB, just a really late start. Just allocating as little draft capital as I possibly need to while still having a viable group of running backs. That might be the plan for this one. I do like some of those receivers. I love Reed. I love Golden. I've got a bunch of them. I like Mooney, I like Downs, I like Ibuka. I'll see who comes back around with my next pick. WTF. What did I do? What did I do, Green Bean? You took Laporta and Hawkinson. You're crazy. What did I do? I don't think I sniped you. Yep. That's all right if you don't do Twitter. But if you do, follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. Make sure you slap the like right now while we're at it if you haven't already. And if for some reason you're one of the 43% of my viewers who is not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing. It's free, doesn't hurt, doesn't cost you anything. I'm on a goal to hit 500 subs before the start of the NFL season, and I think we're on pace. But you never know. And I'll be here drafting all summer. So if I can change your mind, if I can convert you to a sub, if you want to say what up in the chat and draft with us, come on in. The waters are warm. We're going to be here. It's hot best ball summer. Let's get it. And you know where to find it. I'm going to be here. Just turn notifications on if you want to draft live. It's super fun. Having a great time with y'all this summer. Steve gets Baker at 88 to go with his Mike Evans. I like that start. McCaffrey, McConkey, Evans, Jaden Daniels, and Baker Mayfield. That's a lot of draft capital at QB there, but I like it. Mason goes 90 to Greyfire Wolf. Kind of a sick name, Greyfire Wolf. Sounds like a knight or something. Like a warrior. Murray's there. I'm going to try to push him. Ooh, I would have taken Pittman. I was almost back in on ETN. And then I was kind of like back out. Back in, back out. Back in, back out. I'm going to take Higgins, who I'm also very in on. The wide receivers are feeling good. I've got a rookie with some upside. Running back wise, I don't know. What can I get now at running back that I cannot get later? And the answer is not really. There's nothing there that I can get now that I can't get later. But because like ETN at pick 100 or somebody else at pick 117, gosh, there's practically no difference. It's pretty flat tier. If Kyler's there, I'll probably take him then. Let's see what Horky's got. Horky has probably, maybe to go with his T. Higgins, but he's got Joe Burrow already. And then Green Bean, did you get Marvin Harrison? I think you did. No Marvin Harrison. He goes Scattaboo. I said I wouldn't do it, but I think I pushed him enough, and he won't be back around. I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger. Or should I wait? Should I do it? Should I wait? I'm going to do it. I don't feel ETN went. Scattaboo's gone. I don't feel strongly enough about any of these running backs that are available. So in an ideal world, I would have not taken Kyler Murray. I would have taken another running back. But just no one was there that I love, that I really wanted, that I need on this team. Kyler Murray is going to pay off more for me having him stacked with Trey McBride. So pretty sure I'm done at QB. If I get Dak at like pick 140 or something crazy, I'll do it. Stroud at pick 150 plus, I would do it. Or who knows, maybe I just take Dak at a reasonable time, but I don't think obviously don't need a third QB here. Much better to build out more receivers or running backs. I mean, I could have gone like Mark Andrews there. I think that's a little bit overkill with Trey McBride. So I really needed a running back in that spot. And then the receivers to me were fine, but I've already got... Where's my team? I've already got these 5 receivers that I like. And like a 6th receiver or stacking one of my top draft capital pieces in McBride. It just kind of made sense. Kind of came together that way. Like, who do you want? Keon Coleman or Kyler Murray? Easy choice. What up, Billy? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're having a good Wednesday night. Not next guy. That's cool. You're on here. You're here. You're chilling with the channel. Happy to have you. Oh, still need some time? Geez, I'm behind on the chat again. But I look down, and who's here? None other than Bindles. What up, Bindles?
Hello there.
How's it going, my friend?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Good. Gotta make this pick quickly. Let me jump back and look at the running backs. I'm gonna go Tootin or Dobbins. What do you think?
Tootin.
Let's go Tootin. A little bit early, but
Dude,
gotta have some faith.
I think I took Tootin. I was on 2 streams already.
You were with Who Hames earlier.
I was with Who Hames. Shout out to Who Hames. Absolute gem of a human being. First time being on stream with him. And I was on the Fantasy Stock Exchange with Danny and Bush. And then we talked for like 40 minutes after we were off the stream. So yeah.
Oh, you jumped on with the boys on the Fantasy Stock. Nice.
Yeah, and I had a meeting, but then I could jump on for a little bit. But yeah,
They were live for a while. I had to drop off. I was watching it, listening in, and then I just had a busy day as well. So
yeah,
would have been fun. It would have been fun. I thought about it for a second. I was like, I can't swing it.
Yeah, tough at the office.
Yeah, I wasn't working from home today either. And then, Pete streams his best ball bash on Wednesdays. So I already knew. I was like, Pete's going to have that. I've been entering it and I cannot enter today because I was too tied up at work. And then Danny was like, hey, want to jump on? And I was like, shit, I've already committed to a solid work day of stuff to do. Yeah, long story short, no one cares about that. We're in this draft. We just took Bashal Tootin at pick 117. Okay, here's the conundrum, Bindles. Do I take Dak Prescott at 124? Probably not, right? I've already got Hurts and Kyler Murray both stacked up, right? But I do have CeeDee Lamb. I think I push him, right?
I think you push it. Like I think it doesn't make sense, unfortunately.
So running back wise, it's pretty much J.K. Dobbins, I think.
Yes, I think it's Dobbins for sure. Biggest RB riser. Shout out to Fanspeak.
Yeah, the biggest RB riser was Dobbins. The biggest wide receiver faller was
I forget already. Honestly.
Jack Besh.
Oh yes, dude, he got that immediately.
Crazy, are you surprised? Bro. The dude, he follows the ADPs and the markets across all of the different best ball sites for his living.
Oh, yeah,
like the dude's on top of these ADPs.
Dude,
like I've never seen anyone.
I thought Steve was gonna come back at the end, man. It was like
it was
neck
close.
And neck. Like it was so close. Like one question here, one question there. Yeah, gutty performance from both participants there. The double jeopardy, using your full points. Yeah, that was like a poker player move right there. You're just like, fuck it, we're all in. Yeah, I loved it.
That was insane. I'm not a bit like I've watched Jeopardy in my life. I'm not like a Jeopardy fan though. So when he explained the whole thing with that like guy who's like known as like the Jeopardy, ultimate winner, that I don't even know his name, but when I hear it, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, that's the strats. Kind of, I knew you go for the big ticket items, you go for the 800s, the thousands. And then my whole thing with the double Jeopardy was to just ignore it and try to win outright, which is what I did. I bet zero. I think you did the same thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's different when you're kind of like in the leading position. We both hit it at the very end. And we were
there was no time to make up. If I lost anything, I wouldn't have time to make it up. And mine was on $1,000 question. So I was like, wait a second. I don't even know if I fully understood the rules of it.
Me either, until you did. I only knew it because of what you did, actually, where I was just like, I can just pass. Like I can just do zero.
I did zero and then I got a new question. I thought I would bet zero and still have to answer the question for like the times one amount, but whatever. And then apparently, so then Herzig said yes, and then he had to answer the question that he hit it on, and it happened to be a $200 one, but he could bet any amount. That seems like the ultimate scenario because you're not like risking as much.
Yeah,
or like the question's easier, I guess.
The question's is what I meant. Easier in theory. Although
Goddard here, you think, with Hurts?
Yep, 100%. Let's rip it.
Let me just take a quick look. Is there anyone else? Kyle Williams is 20 picks past ADP. I think I'm going to do that first.
Yeah, do that. I mean, if you miss out on Goddard, it's not the end of the world.
Because I've got McBride. I don't take like a ton of Kyle Williams. Apparently, I have more than I even thought because that looked like I had like 6% exposure. Well, there's a million Williams. Yeah, I have 6%. I was taking more Kyle Williams as he was rising in the big board. And then Cody got me onto him, of course. Cody was big on Kyle Williams the whole time. So I did pivot back to taking more Kyle Williams at the beginning of this current draft season, once the NFL draft happened. But then now it's like, it's been a while. Yeah, Goddard goes, but it's not the end of the world. I already have Devonta Smith. The team so far, Bindles, a 2-3-6-1. Hurts, Murray, Swift, Tootin, Dobbins, CD, Rice, Smith, Samuel, Higgins, Kyle Williams. That seems super strong for those 6.
Yeah, you think you're done at 6 for sure. Yeah,
I definitely could be right.
unless something comes up. Yeah,
Right. And then McBride. So I've got the elite QB. I mean, I've got 2 really expensive QBs, elite tight end. Time to make up some ground at running back anyways. Probably would have been best to still potentially pass on Goddard and get another running back.
Yeah, probably Algier or Blue. I don't know if any of these guys are fine. There's Blue's falling, right? So
A little bit. I think I'm going to go Algier. I take a bunch of him and I take a bunch of Eckler.
I like both. Yeah.
I grabbed Eckler at the last second because I realized I've already got the team correlation with Debo.
Yeah.
And then Debo plays the Eagles. The Commanders play the Eagles in week 16 and the Cowboys in week 17. So I get my Hurts stack to hit against now Eckler and Debo in week 16. And then in week 17, that same Commanders team stack hits CeeDee Lamb. So that's kind of a nice
dude. This is
spot.
This is a masterpiece right here.
We're cooking them up.
I've been drafting teams all day, and I think this is crazy how this came together. Like
the last team was fun too, but this one's going good. Man, I keep thinking about that Jordan Addison clip.
Dude, I know it
goes so hard.
I know. I've been listening to that song. I want to make an edit of Neil, that picture that I quote tweeted actually the day that on Monday of like Neil just set me up for a fucking alley-oop on Twitter. It was like something about how like if you want here, wait, let me pull it up because
pull it up and you can share it. I'm gonna catch up with the boys in the chat for a sec. Yes, the mic had an issue. Yo, Julius Cook, what up, brother? You in the 11 spot? That's Rez Dog with the black badge. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here, Julius. And how many poodles have you done? What number is this for you? I think it's like my 6th. So we're getting into these. Nathan's at the 12. Anthony, what's up, brother? Yeah, Happy says to get in on the circle. Hope you're doing well, Anthony. Having a good Wednesday. Getting in these streaming streets. And you did yours with Who Hames. I think that was just yesterday. And then on your own channel as well. So great stuff, man. Bindles, we got a pick coming up. I'm cool with like Dowdle there, but it's a little bit of a reach. He'll still be there when it comes back around. Jalen Warren is getting some hype, or no, Jalen Wright is getting some hype.
Yeah, that's a good question. No correlation edges anywhere, right? So
nothing crazy, nothing worth exploiting. Michael Wilson will be there later.
Let's go right.
And I don't think I have an issue. No, I have a slight issue with the week 12 buys overlapping, but I'm going to take 6 running backs as it is.
It's fine.
So maybe even 7 at this rate. Like a ton of running backs.
Yeah, no, just load them up. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I have a hard time. Like, I don't know if this is just like a touch of the tism going on here, but I just don't understand why Tootin goes so late. Like, I just truly do not understand it. Yeah.
You're also dynasty brained, so
that's true. But sorry, wait. Let's finish this. Neil tweets, if you ever need a refresher on what aura looks like, just check out any work of elderly Helen Mirren. I don't even know who the fuck that is, but just the fact that Neil Orfield, who's the oldest man to ever stream 150 BBMs, tweets aura. Because that's like
aura and elderly in the same sentence.
That's Zoomer talk right there. Which I mean, I'm versed in Zoomer, so don't get me wrong. But and then he just
sorry to cut you off. Braylon Allen went. I was thinking about him. Dante Thornton goes 71. You want to go Dowdle or Michael Wilson for the stack?
I just Rico. I'm not a Michael Wilson bro personally.
Yeah, you're out on
Wilson. Was saying like he had a 497 yards and 4 touchdowns, and he never broke like 14 points or something all of last year.
I saw that. Yeah. I mean, I've been hoping Wilson could do something for a while, but I think he's just kind of a guy. He's not really like the guy.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like he would have.
I'm not going to force the stack this time. I actually took Kyler Murray in the last draft and I took him unstacked. So then I had to get Wilson later just to feel a little bit, good. And even then I didn't have to do it. It just kind of made sense. And it wasn't like a huge reach at pick 170. It's like whatever. But, Let me bring that back up.
Oh, you're
Boom. That I saw this. This is hilarious.
So yeah, he tweets that. Literally just like just the combination of Zoomer talk and talking about an elderly person. I was like, bro, immediately I was just like, yeah, you can't be doing that, Neil. Like you can't talking about anything about age or old or anything. Like you're setting yourself up. So I said, if you need a refresher on what Orr looks like, just check out any work of elderly Neil Orfield, bro. I don't know. That fucking killed me. Okay, sorry. There's my my laughing. Oh wait, vape saying having trouble hearing me. Is it just because it was far away from me? Probably.
Just a little far away, but I can hear you.
I'll
but
boost it.
Good feedback from the chat. I'm so far behind. Let me catch up. Steve there. Andrew, what up, dude? How we doing? The touchdown king. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Putting on some streams. Good stuff as always, brother. Yes. Yeah, I remember the name is a staple. This goes way back. I mean, this is like 30 minutes ago. We were talking about Texas Tech baseball.
Deep in the lore.
Yeah, deep in the lore. So, Bindles, I don't know if I remember telling you this. My brother played baseball for Texas Tech when he was in college. He's a pitcher, and they went to the college World Series of baseball. So then I was talking about his teammates and his roommates and stuff. Anyways, back on the clock. I mean, I love me some Jarquez. Otherwise, I need a tight end at some point. Do we grab one now? Like,
do we think Juwan? No, I think we're fine. Juwan or Chig are fine, but yeah, I feel like.
So then that's pick 16. I've got 17 and 18. I need to get a tight end, and then I could be done. I mean, I do like that pick. I like that pick a lot. Between Hunter and Tootin, it's like one of those guys, if not both, can have a nice role this season. A lot of contingent upside here with like, and even just standalone value, but I think we're good. Obviously, 7 running backs, pretty deep.
Yeah, and then with McBride, like, you think you're fine. You have some guys that you're like, okay, at least I feel okay about, knock on wood. Athletic family and athlete, all you tennis player, baseball player, you know, brains, brawn, just everything here. So
holding it down. When I was in 7th grade, I'll brag on myself for a second. This is very crucial, need to know information, but also we're deep. We're an hour and 20 minutes into the stream. When I was in 7th grade, in my middle school, is my glory. That's my peak. I peaked in middle school. I got the award I got the science award for the best science student, and I got the athlete of the year award in the same year.
That's crazy.
Rare combo.
Chig here?
You think so? Right? Just for, or Juwan?
I mean, I'm just a Juwan, bro, through and through, but that's just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I know you're right. I think Juwan. I think Chig, he's facing a little bit of competition from Helm, which is actually, he's a real decent player, Gunnar Helm. Juwan Johnson facing no competition, and we've already seen what his history can do. You know, Chig's good too. Some people are pretty in on Chig. I've been more in on Chig in previous years, but I wanted to nail down the tight end position there before it got too late and had to make a risky move later on. Plus, I have the week 8 bye situation with McBride. That overlaps a lot of players. And then, so this last pick, it's most likely going to be a wide receiver, but it's kind of a luxury pick if someone's there that breaks the mold.
It is a luxury pick, yeah. This is like a true luxury pick. You're like, I feel fine everywhere. Like those 6 receivers, like you could tack on an extra one, but it's like, feel good about those
yeah.
6.
I was going to ask you about the tight end on the Chargers, Gadsden. It's Oronde Gadsden, who was getting a lot of hype when, like last year, they premiered the college. I can't spell. They premiered the college best ball for like season long.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I think, at the first or the second tight end in the rankings. So Gadsden at Syracuse, he was like highly ranked in that format. Ended up having a pretty decent year. So like injuries in 2023, or whatever that was. I thought it was injury. 2022 had a pretty big season for a tight end as it looks like a true sophomore. And then as his senior year, or maybe it's like redshirt junior year, whatever it would be. 112 targets, 72 receptions, and 900 yards in the 7 touchdowns. So like he pretty much paid off nicely in 13 games too. So like he's a guy. He's definitely like
Dude,
pretty.
his highlights are nice too. Like he's
Oh, sorry, on the clock. Receivers here.
2-2 correlation. Anything else? Let's see. Cincy. Is there any Cincy stuff?
2-2 Wicks. I don't know.
2-2. I'm always good for 2-2. 18th round.
I threw in 2-2. We know he's gonna have a role. And then we just took Hunter, and I always like getting more Rams on any given team.
Just a good, solid, clean click there in round 18.
Seems fine.
2-2 out well. Yeah, dude, I like Oronde Gadsden a lot. Like I don't know if it's Jeff Mueller, the injury guy. He's been heavy on him, but yeah, man. I mean, obviously I'm really in on the Chargers offense this year, and I mean Conklin and Disley are like they're professional tight ends. Like they're good. They're like they're professional tight ends. Like they're not anything special. So like if Gadsden just is a guy, like I don't think they're going to like necessarily keep him off the field because there'll be more kind of like the blocking and doing the dirty work, and Gadsden's a little bit more of like the receiving guy. So
he's definitely that receiving guy, right? Like a down the field threat kind of guy. Which I think late in the season they could use him in that role where they're throwing more downfield. They're trying to get him the ball, and maybe later in the season he has like a nice receiving role. But Conklin has still been like a really solid NFL player.
Like, yeah, they're both just like very no nonsense. Like they can give you some receiving. They're solid enough in the blocking game. So yeah, Steve is saying he came in as a wide receiver. Honestly, he's more wide receiver than tight end. Interested to see if he can pass the minimum blocking threshold. I mean, yeah, that's the concern, right? Is he has more receiver than tight end, and those other guys definitely. It's going to be a running team, or I'm not a running team. I wouldn't want to say it like that, but whatever. They care about blocking, right? Like as most teams do. So
I like it. It's a good take. Is he worth drafting in best ball occasionally? Like I think I drafted him in a slow draft where I already had a bunch of Chargers and of course Herbert, and then like last pick I took Gadsden. I thought it was like a fun tight end 3.
Yeah,
risky.
I don't know. It's just Dynasty 1,000,000% in. I've been scooping him up off waivers since the draft. I think if we get some steady drumbeat in August, that he like at least will be the tight end 2, or like you know what I mean. Like there's some hype around him. I think that's when we really want to be diving deep into it. At this current point, like those guys are competent in front of him. Like they're not amazing pass catchers, but like they can still get the job done. You know what I mean? Like you're not just going to just replace them just for anyone. So I probably would wait on it personally.
Makes sense. Good for Dynasty. I'm going to be drafting Conklin. I have been drafting Conklin. Shout out to the folks on Twitter. Nathan Vincent. Appreciate you for the Twitter follow. Followed you back. Bill Downs with the follow. I don't know if that's related to Bill, if you're out there watching on YouTube right now, or if that's just random, but it feels like exactly when I said, follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage 40 minutes ago. I got 2 new followers, so that's cool. Usually that never works, but for the last 2 nights, it somehow has worked. Appreciate y'all. If you're on Twitter, feel free to give me a follow. Also, follow Bindles. Isn't Bindles your Bindles90 on Twitter?
Yes, sir.
At Bindles90. What's the 90 mean?
It was my football number.
Oh, hell yeah. Because I knew you weren't born in 1990 because I'm older than you and I was born in 92.
Yep. I was 55 in high school. Never wanted to give up the 55, but was assigned 90 and we rolled with it. And that's been my Twitter handle since 2013. So
love it. When I played football, I was 77. I was a tight end and a defensive end because you kind of play both ways.
Yeah.
But that was when I was really young and it didn't really matter like what you played. You could pretty much sub in anywhere.
Anything, yeah.
And then I never played in high school because I just committed to tennis. But in middle school, which was still pretty fun and competitive, I was a receiver and a safety.
Dog.
So I upgraded from tight end to receiver. And then one of my buddies, who it's hilarious now because he was the QB in middle school for us, which was really fun. And in middle school, we were about the same height, but then he stopped growing in middle school. He's like 5'7", and I'm 6'4". So then I just kept going.
Wait, Candyman, you're fucking 6'4"?
Yeah, dog.
Bro, I would have never guessed that in my life. I would have guessed like 6'1".
No, I was 6'3" in my freshman year of high school. Been dunking since I was 14 years old.
Jesus Christ. Dude, that's the thing about streamers. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know. Even you think you know someone. You think you see someone's eyes. Not many people get to see Candyman's eyes. You think you know a guy, and then you find out he's a absolute tree.
And I'm a very svelte 6'4". I'm not the most. I've been better. I've been more in shape. I'm doing the whole dad bod, dad life right now, but I still get to the gym. But I'm I'm trying to think. There's like 3 or 4 NFL players that I comp to exactly. They're all wide receivers. All the quarterbacks are huge, jacked. Extra like 20, 25 pounds on me. But yeah, I'm sitting at about 195 right now. So I've been a little bigger, but a bit more fit. But got some decent size. Can push some weight around.
I was gonna say
I don't take shit from anyone. No one's gonna fuck with me on ballsy.
I was gonna say, yeah, a lot of tall guys are really skinny. I feel like so. Yeah, that's like
that's pretty skinny for 6'4". Like I could be 210, and it'd feel a little bit.
Relatively speaking, yeah, but like that's like I don't know. I feel like tall guys, like really tall guys, like 6'4", like you're either just like a lineman body style where you're just like really big, or you're like really skinny. Like I feel like those are the two. Like you either go one way or the other. You don't see very many like normal build tall guys. So it's like that's like somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
You're pretty tall yourself, though. Aren't you're like? Are you 6'3"?
Yeah, I'm like 6'2".
6'2",
like 6'2", right on the dot. Like if barely 6'2". I'm about 200. I don't like. It's more. I more go by like visual rather than like weight. So like I've been not like super cutting, but like mostly just like increasing my activity, which like ultimately does end up leading to like recomping basically.
Right.
But yeah, no, I used to. Yeah, I mean, I essentially bulked for the first 23 years of my life because I was a defensive lineman, so I just was always huge. And so,
what was your max size that you got to as a defensive lineman in college?
So the biggest I ever was, technically weight wise, was in high school.
Really,
I was about. I don't know if I ever hit 300, but like 295, 290.
Moving some weight.
Yeah, I was. I that's what I say. It's pretty much sumo wrestler. Like that's pretty much what I was. Like just
right.
So yeah, I would say in college I was a little bit lighter because I was basically a nose guard in high school. So we had my team. We won 2 state championships. We had really good linebackers that were amazing. My whole defense was amazing. My job was pretty much take up blocks. That's your job. Not doing anything fancy. Just hold up the middle. Let the other playmakers do their thing. College, our scheme was a little bit more penetration based, where like you're trying to, whatever, kind of like shoot gaps and whatnot. A little bit more movement. Yeah, just requires more mobility. So I was around 265 in college. Fluctuated a little bit, but yeah.
Moving some weight around. I think we jump back into this 20-second poodle. Let's give it 1 sec. Catch up with the boys in the chat. I mentioned this last night, but it's funny, the whole height thing. My doubles partner on our tennis team, he was 6'7", almost 6'8", and he was a double varsity tennis and basketball. And we'd show up and it'd be me and him, and I was 6'4", and at that point in high school, he's like almost 6'8", and our opponents would be like, "Holy shit, what do we get ourselves into?" And then they'd whip our ass because like we were good, but like we weren't like the best in the state, and the competition we were playing was like the highest level at the state in the state of Texas.
You said you guys were like up in the, I forget, what did you, you mentioned a couple streams ago, so yes, I remember you saying that.
Yeah, we were. So like I'm a pretty good tennis player, and I was like, I think the highest I ever got on my men's ladder on my own team was like 10th or 12th overall. So a lot of these kids went on to play in like college, and then our women's was number 1 in the entire state. I think our men's, we were like somewhere in like 20 to 25th in the like ranked in the state as a whole, like team tennis, what they call it. You play men and women, and
but for Texas, that's a pretty big state.
Yeah,
so like,
big state, really good, really competitive. And then we're 5A. There was no 6A at the time, so like my graduating class was 1,000 people. So like just numbers wise, and you can really like to play even more than one sport is really hard in a school that big. People specialize, but a lot of ballers out there do it.
Nice. That's sick. Yeah.
I'm going to enter this draft now, y'all. Let's go ahead and enter this one, and I'll catch up with y'all as we get it.
Did your brother play football?
He played in high school. So my brother played baseball and football in high school. I think that's all he played. But then he had to stop football after his freshman year because he broke his arm on a kickoff where he was the return man, and he was in a pile, and I think it was a fumble, and someone like dove in and he broke his arm. Just a small fracture, but like the baseball coaches were like, no more football. And then I think he wanted to play basketball too, but the schedules didn't line up very well. Baseball's like a year-round thing when you're pretty serious about it. So yeah, that's how that goes. But no, yeah, funny. High school sports, throwback, nostalgia, good times. Best ball drafts. Let's get back into it. This room snap filled. I meant to enter it in the chat to tell y'all when I was getting in, but these poodles, they fill faster than anything. I'm in the 1 spot. So
hell yeah, brother.
The 1 spot, we get a Jamar Chase. We got Hartman in here in the 3. What up, brother? Hartman and I are going to go live tomorrow night to draft some poodles and talk FFPC big gorilla strategy. It'll be a fun time.
Looking forward to that one. Yeah,
we're drafting a big gorilla this Saturday.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
so I think we're getting ready. Yeah. Some high stakes fantasy, some redraft, some changing it up. We got Dale in the 4 spot. Shout out to Dale. We got Nathan Vincent in the 5. Bass Q in the 3. Shout out. Dr. B. Harris in the 7. Raider Power. Zandy in the 8. The What in the 10. David Lutomsky in the 11. And then I don't recognize P Punch, but it's a fun little name. Big Truckin', I recognize that name. Ooh, I wanted to share something. I was going to share something before we started this draft and totally forgot. But go check out on Twitter. Ooh, and Peppers just followed me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. Shout out Peppers, a.k.a. the Jalapeno Jenkins. There must be like an overflow room or two because I know that thing snap filled so quick. Oh, what I was going to say on Twitter, Billy Jones just DM'd me. He's put out some new research. So make sure, I'm going to retweet it. Make sure you go check out Billy Jones' latest data release, and I'll share it on screen at some point. I mean, we're at the turn, so I could share it now, but I'll wait till like our next pick. He's went through the data from Best Ball Mania 4, it looks like, and maybe Best Ball Mania 5. Yeah, Best Ball Mania 4 and Best Ball Mania 5. And he's got multiple years of data to see where drafters, what they've been doing, whether it's 2 QB or 3 QB, and where like this. So we'll have to dive into it. It's some pretty nuanced stuff, but I'm just seeing it for the first time, whether they draft 0 RB or elite tight end. So you can go in there and look. Like I immediately see Chris Spags. I see Legion. I see a bunch of the Maxers from the BBM 5. We'll have to find me in there at some point. Who else? Justin McMahon. You guys know. A bunch of us. Are, and so the whole point, go, I'm going to retweet it. Go check out, I just did Billy Jones' latest research. Jerry, Big Red, I'm going to follow you back as well. Appreciate the Twitter follow. You guys are all of a sudden, I'm getting some Twitter follows. So shout out, make sure you follow me on Twitter if you're active there, if you're into the Twitter community, the best ball community, the fantasy football communities. At FFB Garage, follow Bindles at Bindles90. And yeah, good stuff. So yeah, just more Billy Jones. We had him on the channel about a month ago. Need to get him back on soon. He does shows with Pat from the Fantasy Dog Pound very frequently, pretty much a weekly show, and they go over ADP trends, data on what's going on. And Billy's been really looking into like team builds. How many players has the drafter taken through round 7 or round 6, or by the end of the draft, the team builds is at a 3-5, 7-3, all these kind of things, the advance rates. So really good, interesting data looking back retrospectively, like what's happened in the past. What can we tell? What are drafters' tendencies? I think it's really interesting stuff. Bindles, we're on the clock. We went Jamar Chase. Do we get different? Do we pull some players up that normally don't go with them? What do you like to do here?
Yeah, you want to do something different? You want to do Kyron Devontae or Kyron?
I kind of do.
Just switch it up. I mean, I feel like, yeah.
Just get different combinations. What about Mike Evans, maybe even? Is that too much?
No, it's not too much.
Not as much.
I mean, I just prefer, I don't know. Sure.
Do you think it matters if let's just do a team stack then? Should we get
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Let's do the team stack.
I mean, because realistically, like if we knew Kyron was just what he has been, like he'd be going probably in the second round, right?
So my whole theory with Chase is, okay, we know Chase could be or is the wide receiver 1, or could be or is the wide receiver 1 you need in this season in week 17, right?
Sure.
So knowing he is already the nuts, knowing you have to have him, why would you consistently take all of the players that everyone else is always drafting at ADP already with him, like Josh Jacobs, or maybe even Bucky Irving to an extent, T. Higgins, or guys that go in his range, Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride for the week 17. People think that's like fun to play off of. Why would you just keep iterating those exact same versions when the difference in 1 week, so just week 17, what's the difference between Kyron Williams and Josh Jacobs in a 1 week slate? It could be anyone's game, right?
Yeah, it's nothing. I mean, yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm getting to sometimes when I draft Jefferson or Lamb or Chase, and I've been doing it mostly with Chase because that's like the obvious, you get 2 picks in a row, you can really get different. I'm not always doing it, but sometimes I'm pulling players who I think are going to consistently stay at the 3-4 turn or kind of the end of the 3rd round. So like Kyron, there's nothing that can really happen that's going to send him to pick 48, right? Like realistically, unless they're just super bullish on Hunter, and even that, people won't commit fully to fading Kyron. I don't think we see Kyron going from, at worst, pick 41, 42, all the way to 48. And that's what it would take to be able to pair him with Chase. Same thing for Devontae Adams. He literally will never go past pick 40. So you would never be able to get him at 48. Nothing could happen that would send him there. So, and this is a time box tournament. It makes it even more enticing to get different pairings because in Best Ball Mania, maybe you don't do this until August when things have solidified. Because maybe the Jarquez hype overflows and Kyron for some reason is going at pick 48. Well, I would hate to take him at pick 24 when he goes at pick 48 in August. But that's Best Ball Mania. This is a time box tournament that's going to close in literally like 2 or 3 days. Let's get a little different.
Let's be ballsy.
It's ballsy. Ballsy on a Wednesday.
I mean, yeah. And the thing with Kyron is like, okay, he's probably going to sign an extension. We like Hunter. We like Hunter, but like... He's actually not using chairs. Yeah,
holy
exactly.
shit, Candyman's a monster. Bindles is a monster. Bindles has been hitting the weights.
I'm just telling you, bro. My worldview has been flipped. Like, I didn't think you were short. I just thought you were like but I don't know, like 5'11" to like 6'1"
No,
ish.
no, I haven't been 5'11" since I was 12 years old.
Same, yeah, same here.
Chill-
Hampton.
Hampton Kittle.
I like the way you think. Yeah.
No disrespect to our short kings out there, and in my world, 5'11" is a very short king. My wife's 5'10", so like
Your
tall
wife's
family.
5'10". Wow. Your kids are going to be huge.
Yeah. My daughter, she's about to be 3, but she's like the 98th percentile for height, which think kids grow at different rates, all that kind of stuff. But one fun thing I do, and this is a 6'4" type of thing. At one point, someone showed me this height chart in like a doctor's office or something, and it tells you your percentiles of male heights. So 6'4" is in the 98th percentile of male height, which means every time I'm in a room with approximately 100 people, like an airport, there's more than that. But like, on a plane, there's bound to be one person at my height or taller, maybe 2. If I'm in a room with 1,000 people, there's bound to be about 10 people my height or taller, maybe 20. That's the kind of math I do. So if I'm ever somewhere and I need to estimate how many people are in a room, I just count how many people are taller than me, and I can tell you whether it's 1,000, 10,000, if it's 5,000. If it's a little fun game I like to play in airports, like how crowded is this fucking football stadium? They say there's 100,000 people in the stadiums. Well, maybe 1,000 are my height.
That's a fun game. You know what? It's funny because, so like playing high school football, like I'm pretty much like the biggest guy. I mean, we played really good teams at like 300-pound guys, whatever. But like I was almost 300 pounds, so like whatever. I'm like the biggest guy. Like no one's a bigger fish than me when like I'm playing on
Sounds
the
like
field.
it. And I've seen the pics. I've seen you post some of the pics in the Discord.
So
and Twitter.
It's crazy. And 6'2", like not crazy tall, but like, you know what I mean? There's guys that are taller. But then college, completely different game. Like you go and like, there was guys, we had offensive tackles, 6'7", 6'5". Like that's normal for O linemen to be like 6'5", 6'6". Completely different game. Makes you feel small, and it's like completely changes your perception, and you're just trying to survive out here.
For sure. Those were some hot practices too. Those football practices and like the heat of summer, man.
Trauma.
Yeah, I bet. I remember one time, this is middle school, and we're doing drills for kickoff. I was on kickoff and kick return, and we're just in line, and all of a sudden I just get lightheaded, and I helicopter and spin, and I hit the ground. I have like a heat stroke pass out, and I just wake up, and my coach is pulling me by the shoulder pads into the locker room, and he's throwing Gatorade on me and in my face. And
that Texas sun ain't no joke, boy.
Yeah, exactly. And back then, they didn't exactly send you to the nurse's station or send you home. They just said, drink some Gatorade and feel better. And I didn't practice after that, but like I didn't like call a doctor or anything. But these days, with these soft kids and these participation trophies, they probably would have called an ambulance. Who knows?
These Gen Zs, these Zoomers. We're old men out here in our 30s.
Apparently.
I still feel young, so it's fine. I don't feel that old. Let's see. I think we got to go receiver. Do you want to do double read Golden?
You read my mind.
I've been wanting to do that. I think we talked about this yesterday.
We did. Wait, I'm looking at this. Why is it highlighting Arizona? We don't have any Arizona. Maybe it's just trying to signal because I have them. I have them highlighted here. I think. Like I'm pretty sure if I did this.
Oh, is that why?
I have to refresh. I think it's just highlighting. Like here, I have Kyron highlighted now, and then will it show his? I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on. Yeah. It was kind of highlighting. Maybe I had a player in the queue that it was like the cookie or something was like latched on to McBride or something or whatever we had queued up. I don't know. This is a fun start. I mean, the 2 Packers receivers, I think the last team I sent you on Twitter where I did that, I took them with like the 4th and the 5th pick at receiver, but we went ahead and got Kittle in Hampton. So they make our 3rd and 4th receivers, but kind of a deadly combo and really fun too, and gives us a great spot where we didn't get Burrow, of course, right? Like that didn't happen, right? We tried to push Burrow We didn't even talk about getting him at pick 49, but he went at pick 71. So like to the T Higgins drafter, I'm assuming, right? T Higgins at 26. So, whatever. I would have liked to gotten Burrow. Should we have taken him at 49? Probably, but it didn't work this time. We can still get Purdy, Love, Stafford. We'll be all right.
Like the perfect QB room. Purdy, Love, Stafford. 3 what is it called? McVeighan, what's it called? Shanavay
Yeah,
system.
Shanavay.
That sounds perfect to me. Yeah, we were talking. I mean, I feel like we've been talking about the Packers a lot because Matthew Golden, your guy, Jaden Reed, my guy, both. I think we both like both of them. But yeah, man, I don't know. I just think I say this every single stream, so please bear with me. But the Packers are not going to run as much as they did last year. That was like an anomaly. It's not going to happen again. Yeah, offense is going to pass more. Jordan Love will be healthy. We're not going to predict an injury and regress to we're not going to think that last year is just going to repeat itself over again. That's not how this works. Our job is to take the information we have, what happened last year, take the new rookies, everything, blend it together, put it into a blender in our brain, and try to predict what's going to happen this year. We're not just completely just pattern matching last year onto this year. I think both those guys are really good clicks. And yes, sorry for my rant. So let's get back to
I love
regularly scheduled program.
Of course. Quid pro quo. Appreciate you being here. How's your Wednesday night going, my man? How many poodles have you ripped? What's going on? You got a Chase Hill Rice team earlier. That's pretty sexy. Although, according to Neil, as of this Monday, Hill is not a top 36 wide receiver. That was his ballsy take. So I put a little pause in my Hill drafting. I will say that, but I think it's a fun combo because, like my counter argument was like Hill could just bury you in any given week. I think he can still do it. He seems to be carrying a lot of baggage though, through all of the off the field stuff. It could be worse, but it could be better. Hill seems to be kind of packing up a lot of off the field baggage or like loading up on just a lot of stuff accumulating in his wake. So I'll say that. Very
high variance player. I mean, like for good and for better or for worse. Like
sure, of course. Also a really fun player. So that's a fun combo. And then we're on the clock. I'll come back to Hartman's in a sec. We could do Mason. I love to get him. I think it's a fine spot to take him. And then Higgins is there too, who I think makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
We'd have to pull up. If we wanted to get Purdy, we'd have to take him with one of these picks.
Yeah. Do you think we can stomach the... I think we push it. I think we need a receiver here.
I think we do need a receiver
running back. I think, unfortunately, I would love to get Purdy, but I just don't think structurally it makes sense.
Is there any way you would convince me to go with Kupp or go with Trey Harris, or are you cool with Higgins?
Let's go Higgins. Yeah. I think
the only thing I thought of for a second there for Harris, and it made sense, was like we have Hampton already.
True.
So it wouldn't be that crazy, but also we get a mini with Hampton and Higgins, little mini week 17.
Yeah, no, that's perfectly fair.
And then Dale takes Purdy to go with his team. So that didn't last long, but wasn't meant to be.
That's okay.
That's okay. The team in the 8th spot, Zandy goes McCaffrey, London, Brees, Metcalf, Hubbard, Godwin, Laporta, Baker. That's a fun start. Wait, who does? Oh, Godwin. Yeah, Godwin with Baker. That's what I saw. That's I kind of keyed in on those stacks. Mahomes with P Punch. I think he got. No, I expected to see. And then Xavier Worthy's been falling. Xavier's been falling. Rice has been rising. That's kind of one of the trends. He did take Kelsey a bit early there. And then Mooney goes 94. Almost got back to us. Would have been crazy, but Hartman, who's also in this draft with us and in the chat, of course, he takes Mooney at 94, complete savage. And then also he's dishing out some takes. Kyron the second, winning the flex. I'm unsubscribing. I assume you mean winning the flex there and not actually W2F, but shout out to Nick Bach. Unsubscribing. Yeah. Unfortunate. We'll miss you. I guess we did. Just the order of operations. We went there. We took Kyron and Devontae. Hartman, we're getting different. You're
We're
listening.
market
You
movers.
heard the
We're
whole
market
rant.
movers.
We're getting different. Kyron makes sense. Just can't take him. And he's a volume dependent guy. I mean, but you just look at this. There's like two stats, and I think I showed this to Bindles at one point, but I'll go back to it. I think I asked you this. Like, he's not explosive, right? He's all volume dependent. But even then, he gets so much volume that in 16 games, he had 28 explosive plays. So that's like almost 2 a game. Number 1 in snap share among running backs. Number 2 in opportunity share. Number 3 in carries. Number 1 in red zone touches over each of the last 2 seasons. So Kyron is kind of the guy in a nice offense that's getting better. So it's just a team stack thing. It's like, the whole point is you can get Devontae Adams and Kyron all over the back half of the board with your Amon-Ra, your Nico, your neighbors. But how do you beat those teams if it's what you need? Oh, you have Jamar Chase to compete against the neighbors or the Amon-Ra. So just kind of a fun way to think about it. That's all. And then we double stacked with Golden and Reed. So that feels pretty cool too.
Yeah, and like projections wise, like Kyron and Devontae are going to project super well. Like probably not very much different than the guys that go in the back end of the first. So yeah, just from like a zoomed out perspective.
Okay, we're coming back around quick. Pick 20 and 21. I'm thinking Love. Hopefully he's there for our double stack.
Yep.
Definitely. And then, Love. I mean, Herbert's a possibility. If we took Trey Harris, I'd be more open to Herbert, but probably not without him, right?
Probably not without him. I think we have options.
Let's just see. So running back, it's like Tootin or Ramondre or Dobbins. Receiver, it's like Kirk. I don't take a lot of names, but I mean, he's there.
I mean, you know my pick, but that's.
Or we could pull up
Kraft, yeah.
Kraft is kind of interesting. Or Njoku or Loveland. What would your pick be? Tootin
or Njoku. I'm a man of my. I like what I like.
Njoku with Kittle.
I don't think we need Njoku Kittle. You could flex Njoku if you wanted. We want Tootin. That's okay.
Yeah, I'll stick with Tootin, and I think he makes sense on this build as it is. I mean, Kraft. I've seen him come back around sometimes. Njoku, very rarely. Loveland's falling, so he might come back around. Who knows? Dobbins, of course, is going to get snatched up. I haven't never seen Stevenson go to pick 140. Our next pick's going to be 144, 145. Tootin, let me look back at our team so far. I think it makes sense with a rookie running back with upside. Hampton, another one with a more kind of solidified role and more draft capital even. And then Kyron, the veteran. Mason, another veteran with a new opportunity. Chase, Devontae, Golden, Reed, and Higgins. Might be a little bit of overkill to get Kraft there. If he comes back around, which I don't think he will, it probably makes a ton of sense, right?
Yeah, I think with Kittle, not to say you can't take a guy in that range, but like you're more apt to do it than some other guys that go a little bit later. And yeah, we already have the 2 Green Bay pieces as well, so it's like you don't have to force it with those guys as well. We could tack on a Lloyd or Wilson later on if we wanted to. And
Wicks, Savion Williams. There's so many cheap Green Bay pieces. It's like we'll get into something at some point. And even if we just stick with the 2, we've got plenty. Our next pick's going to be 144, 145. We'll have to kind of consider our QB options there sooner than later.
This team feels very much like a team that could be peaking in week 17.
I like that.
It really does. Like you just look at all these players, you literally go through every single one. You're like, okay, this could be the guys you need in week 17. Not just from like literally just like every single one. It's very much weighted towards the back end.
Yeah, got to wait towards the back end. And then, the week in this particular tournament, the Poodle, the week, and let's take a look at it, the advanced structure, 15 and and 16, you only have to get through a 1-6, a 1-5 for a 310 seat final. So even less emphasis on advancing out of weeks 15 and 16 because your pods are so small. It's not crazy to do. Even just a little bit of variance, you should get a team through potentially, right, 20 max. So you get, let's say you get 2 teams. Let's say you get 4 teams through. If you get 4 teams through, 3 or 4 teams, let's say you get 4, and then maybe you get 1 team out of there. You just need to be 1 out of 5 to get to the final. Not the hardest thing to pull off. Still difficult, but relatively easy compared to like a Best Ball Mania, where you have giant, a bigger finals and also twice as big, 3 times as big to get out of the week 15 and 16 pods. So you got to account for that a little bit more. That's a nice start there. Chase, Rice, and T. I think I've done that in a draft before, but it's been a while, and that's a really fun start.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Kraft goes, Goddard goes, just some names I like.
Right, quick before I forget. Okay,
Yep.
I have 2 things, two stream focused ideas. Okay, Antwall saying y'all are the anti-Davis Matic Tall King Summer. Okay, that's marketing opportunity right there. Playing off of Short King Summer already. Okay,
We're on the clock. Hold that thought. Okay, Stroud is there. We have Higgins, but we also could be taking Stafford before it gets too late. He might come back around the Puka drafter. Do you want to go Stroud or no?
Yeah, let's go Stroud.
Okay. Let's go find the Puka drafter real quick. Puka drafter's in the 7. It's Dr. B. Harris, and he has Hurts, and he's going to have 2 shots at Stafford.
Yeah.
Do you want to get Stafford, or do you like anyone else here?
I'm fine pulling up Stafford. I don't think it's very much of an opportunity cost, to be completely honest.
I don't think so either. I think it makes a ton of sense for our team, considering we're at this range where draft capital doesn't matter anymore. The QBs have been super undervalued the whole time. I have Stafford essentially ranked there as it is. We got Stroud to fall with Higgins with the bring back in Hampton set up, and then now we've got Kyron Williams with Stafford and Devontae Adams. So if you're not going to stack Jamar Chase, you might as well stack your next 4 picks. Get it done.
Ooh-wee.
And I don't know. I don't think we're going to get any Falcons on this one, but it could be worse. Maybe some late Ravens. It's kind of tough.
Yeah. Late Ravens. Yeah, there's not too much left. I mean, we could get the Keaton Missile, Justice Hill, something like that.
Might just come to us naturally, but if we don't have to force it. Yeah. Back to your thoughts. And so this draft is just ripping along, obviously, in this room full of savages. Besh goes 152. That's the latest I think I've ever seen. Or actually, maybe I saw him go pick. I think I saw him go pick 170, but I wasn't in a position to take him. So it didn't work out great. I think I had like too many week 8 buys, and I didn't have any reason to take a receiver. It was just a bad situation. So I've seen him go pretty far, but that's a decent fall. Bindles, your thoughts? We're Tall King Summer, according to Antwall, and then what else we got?
Yeah, I really want to do. I mentioned this, so this is a little bit of how the sausage is made, but yeah, we got to do that like vintage style. So like you got to record something, I got to record something. We can blend it together, but like vintage style, like 90s style commercial for Ballsy. Like, yes. I think that would do numbers, man. I'm telling you, like we're pushing the edges of creative technology and stuff right now. So we got to lean in. We got to lean in. It's right. It's end of June. The quote, and I won't say this derogatorily, but normies will be here soon. So I think we gotta lean in. We gotta lean in.
If August is crunch time, and it always has been, always will be for fantasy football, best ball, more of a summer thing, but obviously it overlaps once you get into August. I think it gets earlier and earlier every year. It's gonna start midway through July this time, maybe even after July 4th, which is coming up. I think it's hot normie summer. No, I say that non-derogatory, and I say that with no disrespect, but at the same time with the most sincere disrespect for all the normies. No, I'm just kidding. Yes,
all that's vibes to the normies.
Positive vibes to the normies. Speaking of positive vibes, did you tune into Davis and Liam a little bit when they were going into their philosophy earlier today?
No, I didn't. I missed that. This is my third stream
Bounce
today.
in,
So.
bounce out. You've been
Yeah.
live 3 times today. I get it. I get it. But they were just talking. It was funny. And then someone tweeted out an AI summary of their stream, and it was like, Davis and Liam talk about reincarnation, philosophies of the afterlife, and question their existence, and also draft ADP players at. And it was like so funny. So Dobbs is there, which is kind of crazy. Noel is there.
Yeah, you want to double tap, or do we need a running back?
We don't have to take a running back. I think we feel pretty decent with these guys.
Yeah, I feel pretty good. I think it's fine. We can tack on a. We know we have our faves later on.
We don't have to take Noel though. We don't have to take Noel.
He's ahead of ADP by a bit. Anything we love here?
Jarquez, take both running backs.
Let's do Jarqueezy.
Otherwise, it's like Roshan or someone.
I think Jarquez.
Eventually, we'll get another tight end, but we have Kittle for now, and I don't really draft Pitts. I have Pitts ranked 180. Right now, it's pick 171, and he's like, no, I mean, his ADP's been falling so much. It's not even that much past ADP as it is right now either. And then with Noel, I like Noel. I think it makes sense to take him. I don't want to force it, though. It's a little bit before ADP. He's been falling. People are starting to be convinced that Kirk is going to hold down the job. But we get Dobbs well past ADP, like 12 picks past ADP for the triple stack with Love.
Yeah, and team bet. That's, yeah.
I mean, look at this. We've got 5 players after Chase stacked up. It's kind of crazy.
We'll see. I mean, I doubt Noel falls to us.
And then
I've seen crazier things happen.
Call us crazy for taking the 3 running backs to week 8 bye and 2 of them on the same team. And this guy, 30 picks ahead of ADP, but got to get your guys. This is my 3rd poodle tonight, and I've drafted Higgins in every single one of them. I think I've got a problem. I think I just have Higgins ranked like 5 spots ahead of ADP, and then I take him every time.
I've been coming around on Higgins. Yeah. I think the Texans are in for a bounce back. Like, there was just kind of a weird.
Hopefully,
having Nico out for so long. I think their O-line won't be great, but it'll be serviceable. I think it's a Stroud. A lot of times the sophomore slump is a real thing, and then post-hype sleeper, not sleeper, but post-hype, you know what I mean? Like Stroud bounce back with Nico. Maybe Nico's wide receiver 1. Maybe Higgins is just that guy.
Put up some nice numbies in college, at least over the last 2 seasons at Iowa State. Dynamic duo with Noel, but also beat out Noel on like a per snap basis, productivity wise. So there's a lot of confidence that he's going to be the guy there. Let's catch back up. I love your ideas as well for all the things you mentioned, creative wise, the creative genius behind Ballsy, Bindles. So we'll get some of those things cooking. I think we'll get them cooking for July. We got still about a week left, so in June.
Yeah, I have Monday, Tuesday off next week for.
Oh, nice.
For
I have
Canadian.
I have a normal week this week, and then next week I have Thursday, Friday off. I'm going to my family reunion in the Bay Area the end of next week, so I'll be like done for a while for that. And then 4th of July is the very next weekend. Or no, that's the week. That's after 4th of July. For 4th of July, which is next week, I'm ahead of myself. That's in 2 weeks. 4th of July next weekend, I'm taking off the Thursday, Friday.
Nice. You got some long weekends.
Okay. Tight end, or it's too late.
We could go Schultz.
I think that makes a ton of sense.
Or Conklin for the bring back. But, I mean, Schultz, he's just the least sexy click, but
it's a fine pick.
We have Stroud, right? Like,
yeah. Do we grab Tutu? Do we take anyone else?
I like
Hopkins,
Slayton. I like Slayton or Coker personally, but
make a call on Slayton or Coker. I'll pick one.
I like Slayton.
I'm cool with that. I think I got it in. Boom. Makes a lot of sense. I think Slayton's can have a nice year with Russell Wilson slash Jackson Dart. Kind of a mouthful there. Wilson / Dart. Slayton.
It's late.
Yeah. Is it late? It's late for you. It's all right for me. 11:30 for me. Not too bad.
Not bad. I think my brain is just cooked.
Yes, we've been cooking in this draft, so I'm not surprised your brain is cooked. We got a 3, 5, 7, 2. We got our second tight end. Kittle and Schultz, that could be enough. Might be enough. Maybe we tack on another receiver, considering we've got 7 and 3 of them are a week 5 bye, but not the end of the world. You don't win any money in week 5.
I think it's kind of a luxury pick. Kind of a luxury pick as well.
A luxury pick. We do have 3 running backs on bye in week 8. Could make it kind of hard, kind of bottom out in week 8. But I would hope that in week 8, Hampton and Mason can hold it down. I don't see why not. Just a little bit of injury risk that there's some overlaps. Maybe I don't know. So I could consider taking another running back here. I think it's, like you said, a luxury pick. We take whatever makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think let's cue some guys that we like and roll the dice and see how it ends up here at our last pick.
So no QBs, but correlated pick wise, we could do like Wilson or Lloyd. We could do Marks has been kind of dying as a pick. He goes undrafted. So that's probably it for running backs. I mean, I was looking for Keaton Mitchell, but I think he got drafted.
He went, yeah.
And then Hill got drafted.
Tutu. I don't know if we really.
You're out on Hopkins all the way.
No, I mean, if 18th round,
it's a little bring back in the 18th round for our huge Packer stack.
18th round, there's so much chaos that happens. Like,
but does he even play in week 17, or does he gas out by then, kind of thing? You know.
Yeah, I mean, if Flowers, I mean, it's basically just you're hoping that Flowers, Bateman, or Andrews gets hurt, and just praying that, because I mean, if one of those guys doesn't get hurt, I think it's pretty low chance that he ever really matters. But it's crazier things.
True.
Crazier things have happened. So
he's like 4th in the pecking order.
Yeah.
Is it worth getting a tight end?
Yeah, I mean, what is? Yeah, Conklin just went.
I guess with Conklin, it's like, well, he's still available. Could be.
Could make sense. I don't know. What does your gut say here? Because
I don't know. I don't take a lot of Hopkins, but in this one, it seems like a decent pick. We're on the clock. Hopkins went before us. That makes it easier on us. We could take Emmanuel Wilson. We could take Conklin. How do you feel about running back versus tight end?
I think we go tight end.
Go with Conklin?
Yeah.
Or do you like Juwan Johnson?
Juwan Johnson. I think that makes...
I think I got it. I think I froze the clock.
It looks frozen on my end, yeah.
Let's refresh and see if we hit. Either way, Conklin, Juwan Johnson, it's not going to make or break this team. Hopefully not. Probably not. Probably didn't matter, right? So
No. It doesn't matter.
I forgot to name my poodles last night. The moment of truth. Everyone in the chat, put right now. Put Conklin if you think we drafted Conklin. Put Juwan Johnson. So Conklin, if you think we got Conklin. Put Juwan if you think we got Juwan Johnson. Did I freeze the clock? Did the nimble fingers pay off? Did we get our guy? The big reveal coming up soon. Make sure you slap the like if you're watching. Make sure you're subbed. I found out, according to my YouTube analytics, 43% of my viewers are not subbed to the channel. Blows my mind. I cannot believe. It's free to sub, and I mention it a lot, but I appreciate the help, and I appreciate y'all being here. And if you're subbed, you can come chat with us, say what up, draft with us, have fun, all the good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at FFB Garage. I think like 5 people have followed me tonight. And I followed you guys back. Shout out. Good stuff ahead. Follow Bindles at Bindles90. Subscribe to Bindles YouTube channel. Is it also Bindles90?
I think so. Oh, I think so, yeah.
It might just be at Bindles, but I think it is at Bindles90. It's in the description, so regardless, you'll find it. And then also go check out his Discord. I'm in there. We're in there. We're growing that thing and just hanging out and fun times. And then make sure you've checked out our Ballsy stream on Bindles channel. When you go sub to Bindles channel, but I mean, you already are, but and you've probably already seen the Ballsy stream because it was so much fun. But go to Bindles channel, check out our show on Monday night with Neil Orfield. Super, super smart drafter, great guy, fun guy to draft with, to hang with. And we did a best ball mania. We did my first poodle of this going for this round, and then he answered some really serious best ball questions, some fantasy questions. He told us he's a pancake guy. We got that one out there. I think I'm going to stick with the pancakes and waffles every time we have a guest here on out because I forgot to do it on a few of them. But I like the reactions. And then I thought I was going to maybe pivot and do a different question for each guest. So like when Danny was on, I switched the last second. I was like, what else is related? Mimosas or Bloody Marys. And then he was like, I don't really do either. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, pancakes it's just universal. It's a universal question. Like everyone, you have to be one or the other. It's just the way you lean as a human being. So, well,
Bindles, I haven't even asked you yet. Before Bindles answers, type in the chat either Conklin or Juwan. Also, type in the chat pancakes or waffles. Like your life depends on it. You have to pick one. Bindles, the question everyone wants to know. Everyone's been asking this. They've been DMing me. People have been reaching out. They say, Candyman, ask Bindles, pancakes or waffles?
Definitely pancakes.
What? I'm so surprised. I thought you were going to be a waffles bro for sure.
I mean, I like both.
Fading waffles? You're going hard on pancakes?
Yeah, it's like I'm definitely it's not fading waffles. I don't know. I just feel like waffles, there can be really good.
They have a very similar ADP. You're not going to be able to get both, and they don't go at the turn. One's in the middle of...
I think waffles. I think waffles is median projection outcome is just lower. It doesn't have the same like the spikes for pancakes are truly tremendous. You know, you get a good waffle. I mean, you get a good pancake with some blueberries, some real Canadian maple syrup on there. Just mix of flavors, mix of textures. It really soaks all together. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at.
Incredible. I mean, there's no bad answer. It's all good answers. Pancakes and waffles. I've had great pancakes. I've had great waffles. I have a slight lean to waffles, and it comes down to like, I don't really find myself eating pancakes late at night or like for a dinner option, but I've had some really, really dank chicken and waffles, like fried chicken and waffles. Does that reach across the border? Have you tried that up there
in Detroit? I've had it. I think it's pretty universal now. Yeah,
it's universal now. I remember the first time I had it, I was in Austin and I was still in college, and I was at this great restaurant spot called Moon Tower, whatever, it didn't matter. Downtown Austin, and I saw it on the menu, and I was like, "What? Chicken tenders, fried chicken, and waffles for $18? Sign me up! That's a great idea." And then there's like spicy syrup on it too, so like actually really like jalapeno, or yeah, it was like jalapeno pepper like in the syrup. It was actually really good, but at the same time, I was like, "Wait a second! I just like." The markup on a waffle was like 500,000%. They're pretty much the cheapest thing to make, but it was really good. It was a really good one, and it's filling, sweet with the savoriness, the saltiness of the chicken with the sweet waffle. But I've had some really good pancakes too.
Yeah, there's no wrong answer. They're both good. It's just what do you feel, and you know, maybe you've had a better peak. You know, the peaks have been higher for your pancake experience, or peaks have been higher for your waffle experience, and that, you know, we're all different people. So,
what do you think about my team at 6? Not my favorite, but draft, but not terrible. Basque, we'll take a quick look. A Gibbs team can always be nice. But before we look, make sure you've answered Conklin or Juwan, because I'm about to scroll down and find out. And it's gonna be surprising either way. So make sure you vote. Did we draft Conklin or Juwan with the very last pick overall? And then also vote pancakes or waffles. I'm excited to see. I'm going to tally this up. I could make this a poll on YouTube. I'm too lazy. because they don't offer that functionality in StreamYard, and I don't want to click to the tab over.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, a lot of bros in this room. All right, here we go. We're starting the tally. 1 for Conk, 2, 3 for Conk, 3-1 Jawan, 4-1 Conk, 5, 6, 6-2 Jawan. Position limits 6-2. Still 6-2. Doesn't matter because not leaving the pods. Team 7 clears. Ooh, burn.
Not without Stafford Puka stacked. Ooh.
Yeah, not without Devontae Adams. What did I say? Like 6-2?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's a Candyman 6'5" and under. I've heard of this Candyman. I think Huhames shouted him out the other day. Not the real Candyman though. Had to add those numbers at the end. Couldn't get it. Yeah, we'll do a quick thoughts on Team 6. Just catching up. Okay, so the official tally was 6-2. Let's unveil the answer. Drum roll, please. It's Conklin. Fuck. I thought it was Jawan.
That's okay. Week 17 correlation, Houston.
Yeah. All of the things. This team is correlated out the wazoo, like double stacks, triple stacks, all over the place, the team stacks. It's a fun one. And now I'm going to tally up the pancakes versus the waffles, and then I'll let Bindles take a stab at this team review. I'll do Baskew's team, but I'm just going to do Baskew's this one time. A lot of y'all in here, and I appreciate y'all being here, but there's no way we can review all the teams. But if you post your team and tag me on Twitter, I will, after the stream, take a look, and I'll give you an emoji, approval or disapproval. At least, maybe even some comments. That'll be fun. That's a good idea because we don't want to kill all of our time on stream. We want to draft some more. Blueberry or banana pancakes, or else it's waffles. Good contingent bet there. A true best ball bro. Walking the line. You know, if you can stack the banana with the pancake or the blueberry with the pancake, otherwise just take the waffle naked. I like it. Pancakes. So I'm going to count that as a waffle. It's 1-1. Insane answer right there for the SERP absorption. Yep, 1-1. French toast. You know, that was not part of the test, so we're failing the portion of the following directions. But I do love some French toast. When I was in Wisconsin over the weekend for a family reunion on my wife's side. Beautiful out there on the lakes, chilling with the family. We had a bed and breakfast, and we had breakfast, of course, every morning. The first morning, coffee cake and French toast. Oh, so good. I think I gained a pound that morning. The second morning, we had pancakes. And then the third morning, I don't remember because I think I just had like fruit and yogurt and wasn't coffee and didn't have as much. But that French, just picturing that French toast again, very delicious. That counts as no points awarded for big trucking. It's 1-1. Best ball talk for breakfast is crazy work. Yeah, it's the late night shift. I mean, this is when you go to your Waffle House, your IHOP, your Denny's. I don't know. I'm not judging you, but you got there in an Uber because you're drunk, right? Or you walked there, and you're drunk, and you're saying, "I want some breakfast at 2 a.m." The bar's just closed. That's the vibe. Waffles, that's, I think, 2-1 for waffles. 3-1, yes. Yeah, exactly. Mind reading. That's because you have to make pancakes from scratch. Yeah, scratch pancakes are dope. Waffles, you can get Eggos. Well, you lost me there, but I like scratch waffles too. Chicken and pancakes. That reminds me of like the Dr. Evil quotes from. It's escaping me. Come on, help me, Bindles. You know Dr. Evil from
Austin Powers.
Yes. I don't know. It's late. Austin Powers. Also, he's not an offensive player in the NFL, so it's hard for me to name anyone at this rate. My brain is mush from best ball. Are you a fan of Austin Powers movies?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I love Austin Powers. That's
Fucking love
it's
Austin
one of my
Powers.
faves, honestly.
Mike Myers. I need to get something that's like Austin Powers themed, for a like and subscribe or something. But there's one where it's like he's gold member, and he's like smoking a pancake,
Oh yeah,
cigar,
smoke
and
a
a waffle.
blunt and a blintz.
Yeah, hilarious. God, so quotable. I saw on an Instagram story just recently, someone posted and they're like, "This is the greatest comedic monologue of all time," and it's the Doctor Evil origin story where he's in therapy with his son, and the therapist is like, "Tell us about your childhood," and it's you have to watch it. I can't quote it; it's impossible,
It
but
just
it's
hits.
just like the most bizarre stuff.
It hits every time.
It
Like
hits, yeah, 100% of the time. I mean, God, I need to watch these movies again. They're just so ridiculous. Gadsden. So we got one, or there's like three for waffles, one for pancakes, one for Gadsden. I think you're saying take Gadsden. Actually, Gadsden would have been a nice click there. I took Conklin. I think a little bit more confidence that Conklin's the guy this year, but Gadsden next year or in 2 years for sure. Oh, Dr. B. Harris knew the answer. Cheater. I mean, half of y'all are in this draft. You guys already actually knew. David, review mine. What WTF? LOJK. Yeah, I review yours all the time, but post it on Twitter and I will review it later as I'm falling asleep.
Shout out Lumsky. I only follow 3 people from Best Ball on Instagram as of right now. It's PPR Tyler, BBG, and Lumsky.
No way.
Yeah.
Have you met David in person?
No, somehow I just have I think I mentioned my Instagram on a stream one time, and so we just, like each other's Instagram stories randomly throughout the week.
I'm not big on Instagram. I was aware of Instagram when I was in college, but I was a conscientious objector. I thought Instagram's for women, it's for girls. And then I got married, and on my honeymoon, my wife said, "Make an Instagram so I can tag somebody in my wedding posts so that it's not no one." And I said, "Fine." So I let her make it, and I've never posted a picture. It's just her posting pictures, and then she either re-uploads them on my account, or they created a feature like 5 years ago where you can double post on some like 2 different accounts. So like for like the last 5 years, it's just been pictures since before COVID. It's just been pictures that she posts, and then also like links to my account so it posts for me. So like it's just a bunch of pictures of my wife doing things with me in the background at this rate. But I'm on there just to catch up with my friends. But even then, I don't even look at their stories anymore. So I'm like just a lame old.
Hey, I mean, it's probably good for your mental health, honestly. I feel like Instagram is probably the worst. Like Twitter is one thing because like it's mostly just like, I don't know,
It's half anonymous.
It's best ball and like random shit posting, but like Instagram, I feel like it does like I was off Instagram for a while and now I'm back on and I'm like, really wish I was not on here, but now I'm already back. So it's just like now I'm already committed to the bit. So yeah.
I've successfully curated the hell out of my Instagram suggested pages and all that, whatever, stories and things. It's only golf swing tips and boating accidents and sometimes like I see like random. There's like 2 video games like GTA will show up with like people doing like crazy jumps, and then there's like this car simulator where people are like jumping like ravines with like in a car simulator, and like, can the Tesla jump the gap? And like I'm addicted to that, I guess. And then there's there's random other like I know just the basic memes. Like you'll see like the Vance memes and stuff like that. That's shocking. Every time I see one, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, my algorithm's fucked, bro. I don't even want to like dive into that rabbit hole. It's crazy. So but yeah, honestly, good. Stay off Instagram for the most part and just let your wife post stuff. It's better for you. You'll thank
She's on it.
yourself
She's
in
on
the
it enough for
future.
the both of us.
Yeah, exactly.
Crepes are underrated. I like
Crepes are good.
après ski. So get off the slopes. Get a nice little crepe as you're walking into town before you grab your beer. And And then yeah, shout out to the girl dads in the chat repping tonight. And
yeah.
I don't know why I thought of that all of a sudden. The crepes got me on a different wavelength. Crepes are thin pancakes. Yeah, they're French, and we don't like the French here in Texas, unless you're Cajun French. We like those French. Crepes are thin pancakes. I think they're slightly different. They're more sugary.
Yeah, slightly different.
Smoking a pancake. Yeah, the what knows. Is that John Travolta?
Yeah, bro, that gets me every time. It's like young John Travolta.
For a minute, I thought it was him on vacation, but I was like, too good looking. Too good looking. Too good to be true. What's your favorite John Travolta movie off the dome? And it can't be Pulp Fiction. It had to be a different one.
Is he in Dirty Dancing? Or am I tripping?
Dirty Dancing? Are you thinking of?
What the fuck is happening? One sec. I think I'm tripping.
Travolta's like a big time, like, you know, it must be late 80s, 90s, superstar in the 90s.
I don't know what the hell's happening with my computer. 1 second.
He's an old dude now. I'll stall. My favorite Travolta movie has got to be Face Off with that's Nick Cage too, isn't it? That's Nick Cage, right?
Face Off? Yeah, I think so.
Nick Cage, Face Off. Yeah, it is. It is. I just haven't seen it in a long time. Yeah, it's 1997 action thriller with Nick Cage and John Travolta. I just thought that movie was cool at the time. I'm sure it's a terrible movie, but I saw it when I was like 7 years old, and I was like, "What? They changed faces?" Like, there's a harpoon.
Oh, I was thinking
at the end, I get stabbed with the harpoon. Crazy shit. What?
I was thinking Grease. For some reason, I got Grease and Dirty Dancing mixed up.
Okay,
I don't even know. I haven't.
Grease is pretty elite as far as like musicals go. So that's a great one. That's like my mom's favorite movie. So you and my mom have that in common.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think I saw
that's 70s. That isn't that. No. When did Grease come out? It's 70s, and they're 1978. And it's supposed to take place in the 50s. So it's a late 70s movie that's pretending to be the 50s, which is crazy because it's like if we made a movie right now that was pretending to be the early 2000s, which is like insane.
Yeah, time is weird now. Like whatever. We're gonna go down deep rabbit holes here. Let's see. Dirty Dancing. Yeah, Patrick Swayze. That's what it is. Yeah.
Boating accidents are gnar. Yeah. Shout out to one of them's like Wavy Boats is like one that I follow actually. And then one of them, God, what's the name of the inlet? It's in Miami. It's the roughest inlet in the entire United States. And it's just constantly boats getting dunked and like sinking and crashing. I mean, I can just look at my Instagram right now. It'll be like the first thing that pops up.
I gotta get on this wave.
Oh, I sent one of my buddies. So the buddy who is the 6'7", 6'8" tennis player in high school, my doubles partner, we message on Instagram, and we only send each other pretty much like new rap songs and like hip hop songs that are like especially like that go hard.
Fire.
Because we used to drive around in high school, and he had this, I think it was an Oldsmobile, and it had like these subwoofers in the back. Like this, like a hand-me-down car, like was his dad or something that was like super old, bunch of miles, like dark green, just a fine first car for high school. We're driving around. He first thing he did is he spent like $600 to put like subwoofers in the back. Like I think he had two 10-inch subwoofers, and we would just like bump music so loud the car would be vibrating. You can't even talk to the person sitting next to you because it's so loud, which is stupid to do, but it's really fun in high school. So long story short, we send each other messages on Instagram, and he's a urologist now. So he lives in Denver. Shout out to Kyle, Dr. Penis Toucher. And I mean, I always knew he liked penises, but he made it a profession somehow, and it's a good profession. So shout out to him for not just being the low hanging fruit with the penis obsession, but non-derogatory. That's cool if you like to touch penises. I don't mind. My speakers are officially blown out. I sent him I swear Vezo, Minnesota, and I said subwoofers on all caps. He said they're blown out. There's a line in there. There's a couple of lines in that song that I saw and I was reading the lyrics. It's like, oh, funny lines.
Yeah, it just barely got cut off on the clip. I was like, okay, I gotta make sure I leave out this part for on stream. I mean, I guess it's all pretty NC-17, but
Yeah. I should not be looking at Instagram because now I can't even remember what I was trying to find, and it didn't pop up immediately. So
the boating thing. I don't think I finished this. I want to make a picture of Neil. I'll probably do this tomorrow. Actually, no, I have client meetings tomorrow, so I don't know if I can do it tomorrow. But a picture of Neil, but like with like grills and like kind of like John, like Paul Wall version, like
yeah,
like grills and like face tats and like
shout out Paul Wall.
In like Neil Orfield 2 days after learning about Iceware Vezo, and it's just like before and after, like
incredible. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so the 2 accounts you should follow on Twitter and Instagram, but I follow maybe even YouTube. I don't know, probably YouTube. I follow them on Instagram. Wavy_boats is the GOAT, the all-time best. And that's the actual name of the account that I was thinking of. That's the inlet. It's called Haul Over Inlet. So one word, Haul Over Inlet. It's in South Beach, Miami. And it's this inlet that is just like, the waves are insane. The waves will crash over like $1 million yachts and sink them. And like people will go out there in like smaller fishing boats that are like still like $500,000 fishing boats. And they'll like, the waves will just submarine their boat and like, maybe not always sink them, but like people get into crashes there all the time. People get thrown overboard. Crazy stuff happens. So Wavy_boats is a great follow on Instagram. If I had to suggest anything tonight, best ball, food suggestions, waffles, pancakes, it's follow Wavy_boats. Learn about Haul Over Inlet. Next time you're in Miami, go stand on the inlet and just watch boats dunk under waves and have a good time. Apparently this Instagram, their whole entire like job is standing out there with drones and they just follow boats as they like crash through these giant waves. I think it's just something about the geography of like the harbor, the inlets, whatever it is. Like it's phenomenal.
It's got my follow. It's I just did it right here on stream. Go do the same.
Patrick Swayze was in Dirty Dancing. That's who you're thinking of, I guess. But you're thinking of Grease.
Yeah.
Face Off is so fire. I'd have to rewatch it. I'm pretty sure it's like terrible ratings, but it's just like one of those movies when you're a kid where you're like, action and swordfish. That's a good one. People like Face Off. Okay, Face Off is fire. Face Off is so good. Halle Berry and Swordfish. Okay, yeah.
Halle Berry.
John Woo flicks are bad, but so great. John Woo? John Travolta?
Yeah, he means John Travolta.
There's some inside joke there right over my head. John Travolta. Nicolas Cage is the GOAT. I love Nicolas Cage. I don't think I've ever seen Nicolas Cage movie that I didn't like, except for Ghost Rider. But
John Woo made Face Off. Okay.
He is the king of the bad movie, but he makes any movie worth watching. Get Rich or Die Trying. Shout out. 50 Cent. Sounds jealous. I forget what that's about, but probably true. Oh, touching dicks. Big Dick and Oldsmobile. It was a Big Dick and Oldsmobile. That was a sick car. Neil Wall. Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. 281-330-8004. Yeah, you got it. That's everyone has that memorized. And then Grills was huge when I was in middle school, which is crazy because I was a literal pre-teenager saying "Smile for me, Daddy" to random people.
Yo, I haven't listened. I love Paul Wall and I listened to like a couple songs, but I haven't listened to Grills. And I listened to it the other night, like laying in bed, and I was just like, "Holy shit, this slaps!"
Laying in bed.
Oh my god,
that's hilarious.
Bro. I don't know, for some reason, because I was like, I think I got suggested it on YouTube because I've been watching a bunch of Paul Wall videos after having the emo cowboy. I listen to Paul Wall anyways, but like, yeah. Let's find this Neil Orfield pick. Maybe we can make this right
Row
now.
6 Decisions. I don't know if I know that song. Do you know that song, Bindles?
I don't.
John Woo made Face Off. Okay. Oh, the director. Okay, my bad. I'm not super good with knowing actors' names and directors' names. It's like not a strength that I have. Some people are like really good at that.
I'm not.
Greg was really good at that. Greg knows a ton about movies and directors and stuff. Branos. He always talks about it on stream. He's always talking about like different directors and stuff.
I think he works in like the movie industry. Yeah. He's a cinephile.
I have a few friends, like my friend group, my high school friend group, we have a Discord, which is funny. I've been on Discord. I realized I've been on Discord since 2016.
That's crazy.
So I was an early adopter. I used to use it. We used to run the Diablo 2 ladder when I was in grad school. I was in a Discord for Uncappable and Mr. Llama SC and a few other people. And any guys who are gaming like Blizzard games are always like tech, savvy and the first to like join new platforms and stuff. They just whoever, but it's just a message board, whatever. But we were using it to like set up our Diablo 2 games, get in the same servers, and what do you call that? Like clans or whatever. I don't know. We just kind of ran with a group. There were some streamers. I didn't stream Diablo 2, but I would like play in the games with the streamers and then like roll with them as like the crew, like part of our like group that would run the ladder. And so that was really fun. That was like what I would do in grad school at night. Like my wife was still living in Austin and I was in Houston. So we were long distance for like 2 semesters, almost a year. But like at night I would just stay up and play Diablo 2, run the ladder, hang out with Twitch. There were Twitch streamers at that time. This was like before YouTube streaming was like a big deal.
That's sick. Yeah. No.
Did you ever have a Twitch phase where you watched Twitch streams?
You know what is hilarious now that I'm a best ball streamer? No, like I graduated college in December of 2017 and then I didn't get my first advertising job until November of the next of 2018. So I was working as a valet for from March until November I was a valet, working my way up. It was honestly a great job. One of my coworkers would stream what was it, Fortnite or something, and watch streams. I was like, what the hell is this guy doing? Like I would never watch a stream in my entire life of someone doing something like playing a video game, and then here we go, seven years later or whatever, and I'm a best ball streamer. So
I was lonely in grad school and I had grad school friends and stuff, but I would watch Twitch streams and in YouTube videos as well. Like people used to post, they would like play video games for like 4 hours or 5 hours and they'd post it as a video on YouTube, like before live streaming was huge on YouTube. And I used to watch those and then comment, and like then they would like go live on Twitch, but they would like post their videos of their live on YouTube. That was like a thing. I think it still is a thing. I remember when I was gaming, I gamed a little bit more in grad school, in high school, and followed some of those guys. Well, that's enough on streaming. We'll get back to that subject in a later date. But Bindles, do you know who Dr. Disrespect is?
Yeah, isn't he a P word? Didn't he get in trouble?
Allegedly, and I don't know. It's hard to say, but
was he acquitted?
I don't know. It's who knows with those. But when I was in my like peak Twitch watching days in 2016, it was when he had just started. It was his first streams, and I was there watching the dog.
That's crazy. Wow.
It was legit production value, like insanely funny, like spontaneous random stuff. And then Ninja, I remember Ninja, like I don't think I was like the first one to be in on Ninja, but I remember when he was kind of like popping off and coming around when he was still streaming out of his parents' basement. I think it was his parents' basement. I'm pretty sure that's what the setup was at that time. And then he's like becomes like a multimillionaire, like one of the most popular streamers of all time, kind of thing. Big
Detroit
Lions
fan.
fan. You know, he
Yeah.
goes to like Lions games and stuff.
Dr.
just,
Disrespect, 6'7".
Yeah, Doc, 6'8", 40-inch vertical leap. You know, the 2-time, all that kind of stuff. I was back in the days. His chat didn't used to be so overwhelming either. I think he still goes live on YouTube or some other platforms or whatever. I haven't watched him in a couple of years, but I still, I was a big fan. I just because his chat used to be like 100 people or like 200 people, so like you could just talk to him.
That's sick.
Yeah, without even being subscribed. Like, I digress.
Dope times.
Who Hames played D2? I don't know if we talked about this. You were a hardcore ladder player. I fucking love hardcore. I would do hardcore speed runs with my groups. Like we'd try to get to I could get to Nightmare with like a Sork or an Assassin in probably an hour 20. The record would be like, I don't know, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, but I'd get through it pretty quick. After that, anything goes. But yeah, I used to do ladder as well. I think I preferred not non-hardcore, like just normal for ladder, just because I was a big guy. Like I would build insane builds with a ton of like elite gear, and then I would run Ubers, and we would do like the hardest, difficulty dungeons and stuff, and we'd farm elite gear and build like sick, really really sick builds, druids and barbs and like paladins, like super high level ladder stuff. So that's what I was. But if you do it in hardcore, like you can lose it all in an instant. So that was pretty heartbreaking. But I would do speed runs on hardcore, and I would do my sick builds on the ladder, non-hardcore. But yeah, I the first couple ladders, I was in elementary school when it came out, and I was obsessed. And me and some of my best friends played it all the time. We used to go and rent computer time at like a place called like a net cafe. It was like Net Cafe, or I forget what they called them, the one that was in like my outside of my neighborhood. But we'd go play there, and we'd have like LAN parties where we would play Counter-Strike, we would play Diablo 2 on the internet, like online and stuff, and some other games too. But like those were so fun. And yeah, Who Hames, we'll have to talk some D2 sometime. I've wanted to get back into it for years, but I have not been playing for the last couple of years. But it's a time suck. You went to a Fortnite Pro-Am in LA? That's fucking sick. I used to love Fortnite back in. So I bought a new TV. I think this is 2023. I'd have to look. I bought a brand new smart TV in my living room, and it came with an Xbox Game Pass built into it. So I could connect an Xbox controller to my TV, and I could play Xbox games. And this was like a new thing 2 years ago. It's still a pretty new thing. Most people would come over my house and they'd be like, "Oh, you have an Xbox?" I'd be like, "No, I just subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for $30 a month. I don't know, what is it, $10 a month? I don't have it anymore." But you could play Fortnite. So I was playing Fortnite on my TV with no game system. That was pretty sick. And then I played Fortnite when it first came out. My brother was really into it. We played always on PC. And I mean, I loved it when it first came out. Super fun. That was 2017. Not when it first came out, but like when it first started to like come up. And then, yeah, I kind of revisited it a few years ago. I'm not like super good, but like I could run solos. I wouldn't stop playing until I had a solo victory. So I'd play for like an hour, 2 hours at a time, easy 3 hours. And then I had a lot of screenshots, but I had some solo victories with like 25 kills off the top of my head. Probably my most I got was like 20, 25. I could hit like 22 occasionally, 18, 19 range. Fortnite's fun. The no build. I'm talking. So back in the day, of course you had to build, but like in the last couple of years, I'd only play 0 build because the building is like insane. And also I ended up playing with an Xbox controller on my TV. So it was like kind of the muscle memory of getting back to like first person shooters, even though it's a third person shooting game, but like, Xbox shooting games, Call of Duty, whatever, Counter-Strike. But I still prefer PC at the end of the day on those shooters even. But a lot of Call of Duty years for Xbox and PS3 that I'm pretty good with the controller too.
You might want to pull up, check Twitter really quick.
But now I suck at gaming because I play best ball.
Yeah, you can only have one obsession.
That's incredible. That's like an AI image of him
Yeah.
because it looks slightly different than him, but it's incredible. And you got the little tats, and then it's really the grill that does it. What is that hat? I don't recognize the logo of his hat, but he always wears it.
It's Paul Bunyan. I don't know if I think it's some Minnesota thing, like Paul Bunyan
Oh, it's
land
the
or
blue
something.
ox. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let me see. Hey, I know I've heard him mention Paul Bunyan land. Yeah, I think it's like an amusement park in Minnesota.
One more. SOCOM. That's a throwback. That's a good one.
SOCOM. I remember SOCOM.
Cypher, PK, TFU. The Adrian Peterson fight at the gambling place he was at, like the casino. I did see some of that. It did not look good. Nice. Yeah. I love those late builds you can get. My trick, well, Who Hames, next time we stream, we'll talk D2 for like endless amounts. WoW. See, I always played with D2, so I didn't get into WoW, but I had a bunch of friends that did. I'd play a little bit with them, but like I liked Warcraft before it was World of Warcraft. I liked playing like tower defense. There's always like online modded versions of Warcraft 1 and 2. Super fun. But then, I mean, that's just like, old shit. Magic the Gathering. Yeah, I've got some buddies who are still into Magic the Gathering and other card games. I'm not so much. I never really played Magic.
You know who's a big LAN party guy is BBG.
Oh yeah, BBG. I remember him talking about this just on his own stream about his Halo days and LAN parties. Yeah, man, so many good memories. My 5th grade birthday party, we were playing Halo 1. My mother, I had like 10, I guess there was like 10 of us, however many it would be, 8 or 10. One of my other buddies brought his Xbox over. I had my Xbox. We set up a TV we brought it upstairs from downstairs. We had 2 TVs upstairs in the game room, the like upstairs living room, right? And then we had a big sheet hanging off the fan and across the room so no one could screen peek. And then we had the 2 set up. We were having a LAN party for my 5th grade birthday. What are that? 11, 12. Legendary. We stayed up all night. My dad came up and he gets up at like 5, 6 a.m. normally. So he just kind of comes upstairs. He's going to check on us to see like, everyone's asleep. If they're sleeping on the ground or a couch or needs a pillow or a blanket, he's just coming up. He's already awake, making coffee. And we were still playing. And he's like, what the fuck? Y'all are still awake? Go to bed. And we were just like geeking out on Halo. Yeah, BBG's got some of those Halo emotes in his chat. And he's talked about it a few times.
Yeah. Gamer to streamer pipeline, best ball obsessive is we talked about that before. It's definitely a real thing.
Yeah. Frozen Orb was sick. I don't know what patch you were playing on Who Hames. Eventually the Blizzard Sorks were like way more powerful than the Frozen Orb, but I always liked Frozen Orb just because it looked cool. But yeah, I always start with a Sork, and then you teleport around, get all the gear you need, magic find, and then build other builds. Get your Enigma for your druids or whatever else you want to roll with, and you can teleport around. League of Legends was my goat. Yeah, I just missed the League of Legends wave. I stuck to the classic older gamings when like League was coming out. I never got into Overwatch. I never got into League. Never got into Hearthstone. I think I played Hearthstone for like 1 week with my buddy who was like obsessed with it and played it for like 3 years straight. Like would play it at his job all day long. And I was like, bro, I don't know if I'm jealous that you can just game all day while you're at your job, or if that's like actually not good. Ended up being actually not good, but at the time I was like, what are you doing playing Hearthstone 6-8 hours a day every day for 3 years? Not good idea. Yeah, Heroes of the Storm. People did like that. People also liked what was it called? Not Dune. Black Desert Online. Fortnite was sick when the kids did get too good. They got too sweaty. Pull up Bindles' tweet. Yeah, let's pull it up. Was that referring to the one 5 minutes ago? Or yeah, that's 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Did you pull it up or I'll pull it up? I'll pull it up. I got it right here.
I have it here too.
Gotta hide my DM. Can you guys see this? Incredible.
I mean, it's pretty good for 5 seconds of effort.
Oh, look, here we are talking about it. You know what's gonna be funny is we're about to do the thing where it's like we're showing something on stream that's us, because as soon as I scroll down, it's gonna be an infinite loop of us looking at that, delayed by about 10 seconds infinitely. So I don't want to start like a wormhole or something. I'm gonna get past that, but
yeah,
that's incredible. This is true. I saw it. Gotta like my own tweet. Pro move.
It's funny.
I always wondered this. If I think my likes are private. If your likes, maybe they're public. Do you see things in your feed where it's like somebody else liked this that you follow, and then you get to see it in your feed?
I don't think so.
I don't know if that was ever a feature or if I'm just crazy.
I think it used to be a feature. Yeah.
I think it used to be a feature because my whole thing was like, I want to like something so that other people that follow me or that I interact with will see it. But I don't think it's a feature anymore. So now you just have to retweet. But sometimes I feel bad that like I've retweeted like 10 things in 1 hour because I don't want to like be spamming people's feeds if they do happen to follow me, which is rare. But I appreciate y'all for following me tonight at FFB Garage. Like 5 of you guys followed me tonight. I followed y'all back. Incredible. Very fun. More to come. What we're talking about, I have no idea. I'm excited to check out PPR Tyler's stream that he did tonight with Emo, where apparently his power was out.
I think he ended up being fine.
Okay, so this is a normal stream. Still, so. I'm excited to check it out.
I'm still excited too.
Yeah, and then that Jeopardy was so fun.
That was intense. I was sweating. I wasn't even doing it.
David likes the building. That's because he's sweaty. He's playing in tournaments in LA. I like no build because then I can just roll around and shoot people and snipe people. Yeah, SOCOM's pretty sick. The Data. Oh, Dota. Yeah. I never played Dota, but I did. I was aware of it. Battlefield. Yeah, I was more of a Call of Duty guy. I played Call of Duty, and my dad would come upstairs and be like, "What is this game?" And I'd be like, "Dad, it's a World War II game. It's insane. Look at this." And he'd be like, "Wow, amazing." And then the graphics now are like terrible, and it's no longer a World War II game. It's like weird, crazy shit. Yeah. Do you still play COD at all, Bindles?
No, I would like to, but then I probably wouldn't be able to stream. So I mean,
it's a little bit sweaty these days. I mean, it was sweaty back when I used to play too. Like you get the golden guns, you get all the stuff like that, the skins. But now it's like I think Fortnite and some other games ruined skins for everything, like the paying for skins and weird all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think we talked about before. Like I was like before the like crazy pay for play stuff. Like yeah.
Yeah, I do remember this. I went over to my neighbor's house who was playing Battlefield 1942, and I do remember it being kind of like a revolutionary online multiplayer shooter game. It was like very fun. I never had it myself, I don't think. Quake, Doom, GoldenEye, of course, goes hard. Bindles, do you use Gemini?
No, I only use ChatGPT. What do you use? Because I see you AIify your
I AIify all my thumbnails, and for those in particular, I think the best image generation that I use is Microsoft Copilot, because it's free for me because I have like a Microsoft subscription, like for all the Microsoft shit, Excel, PowerPoint, all that. You get Copilot with that, and I use it, and then so I use Copilot for images. Grok is terrible. I don't use Grok for anything. I was really let down by Grok. And then I use Perplexity as a Google Chrome extension. So you can actually, well, I guess you can't see it on stream right now, but I have a Google Chrome extension where I click it and then I can Perplexity. I can ask it anything. It's a glorified Google search, but I think it's one of the better or best for answers for information, but it gets stats wrong all the time. Like I'll ask it like a football stat and it will just scrape stuff and then give you like the wrong answer of something that's like related, but not what you asked. So you kind of have to fact check it. But for straight facts, like text based, like words and things, it's really, really
Pretty
good.
good.
But for like math and advanced metrics and stats, like football things, it kind of fucks it up a little bit, which I guess I don't know why I would expect it to get it right, but it just like if you asked it, I can't think of examples, but during the NFL draft, I would ask like, "What's this guy's 40 time?" And it'd be like, "He didn't run the 40," and I'd be like,
Yes, he did.
"I just watched it happen," or like, "I remember he ran it. Like I know he ran it. It's either a 4.42 or a 4.44. What is it?" And it would be like, "This guy has no reported 40 time," because it'd be scraping from an article that it was posted like a month before the combine that says like there's no reported 40 time. So it just assumes there's nothing newer than that would like replace that. I don't know. It's like the timelines.
Yeah, it'll be better soon, I feel like.
Every day. When people, and shout out to all y'all in the chat, no hate, but when people in my everyday life, like I was just at a family reunion in Wisconsin, one of the cousins in the family said that like they don't use AI and they think it's stupid. I was just like, bro, you're getting left behind. Like if you're not using AI, like it doesn't matter what you do, even if it's for your hobbies, but like it doesn't have to be for your work. Not everyone's work needs to use AI, but at some level, whether it's your hobby, doing research, doing fun things on the weekends, anything creative, like anytime you're using a computer, if you're not just like leveraging AI, you're just going to continue to get left behind because prompting AI is like a skill in its own.
Yeah, I was just having this conversation with my girlfriend actually, because it's like I think people are just too, I mean, this is all issues and with anything, people are just too black and white. They're like either like I love AI, I'm gonna use it for everything, or I hate AI. Anyone who uses AI is an idiot and I hate them. It's like either side, you're just too much one side or the other. And it's like, yeah, you definitely shouldn't offload stuff that like you need to keep in your brain, that like you need to have that skill to be able to, you know what I mean, be a normal human being. Like you shouldn't just offload that stuff to anything, whether it's AI or anything else. But like why, it's just like we use like I was like, when we made cars, people were like, well, we don't need cars, we have horses. Like it's just like there's like, this is just how the world works. Like it's gonna be a part of stuff. Like you have to use it. Like otherwise, it's just you're gonna become obsolete for
Wait, so
certain things.
your girlfriend, she's in law school, right?
Yeah. Well, she is a
She just
lawyer.
finished.
Yeah.
She doesn't use AI.
She does use it.
Okay. I was gonna say because I sometimes I have to read like legal documents, like documents and things are like 30 pages and half of it is worthless. So what I'll do is I'll upload the PDF into Perplexity and I'll say, summarize this, give me X amount of bullet points in X amount of sections, emphasize on this. I'll write up a prompt that's like 100 to 200 to 500 words to digest something that's like 10,000 words. And then I'll digest that piece of it, and then I'll end up still kind of probably reading the actual PDF, but I'll skip past the section where it's like legal stuff. These 5 pages don't matter. Here's the body. Here's the takeaway. Like here's the stuff. So I don't know. I can speed up reading stuff for sure, especially when it's stuff you don't want to have to read.
There's so many use cases for it. Like it's just like, yeah, don't rely on it for stuff that you're like, okay, I need this skill to be able to like just be a normal human being that we were talking about growing up, like before smartphones and that kind of stuff. Like you don't want to like just completely wipe your brain. But yeah, use to learn it.
I told myself I was going to learn Python in 2014. It's 11 years later. I still don't know Python.
Yeah, it's fine.
In about 11 months, we'll be able just to prompt. You can already prompt code.
You can vibe code. No, people already vibe code all the time.
Plus, I was like 5 or 6 years ago. No, probably longer than that. I was you can do like programming, like no code programming. I forget what the exact term is, but essentially it's just using like building blocks. Like think of Legos, like common pieces of code that you're going to reuse, like building blocks, put them together. I don't know. I learned how to use R in college. That was a big enough hassle. And then I use SQL now. I use other like databasing and like querying things. I use like not code, but I'll like I do a bunch of stuff in like Excel and Google Sheets and stuff. It's fine. It's more about, and then like I use like Tableau, and I used to use whatever the BI tool was from Microsoft. It was like pretty lame that Tableau completely like replaces, but it's essentially just like you said, having the skills, knowing what to do, or like how to prompt the AI, or like how to look for the right answers, and then just speeding up the process. I think that's it. But like you can't like if you don't know what to ask, you're never going to know how to get to the answers.
Yeah, no, that's the most important thing.
HTML. Back in the MySpace days, didn't we all? Bindles, did you have a MySpace?
No, I'm like weirdly. Well, yeah, I told you before. Like, I feel like I didn't really like have a. I had a home computer, but like I just for some reason wasn't like super into it. So I kind of missed the wave. And then also, I think I'm like maybe like your age, where like you're I forget, like 1.5 or 2 years older than me. Like I feel like that was kind of like when it was the most popular. Was like slightly. I also just the time frame very very slightly off.
I had MySpace. It was like, I mean, I had AIM, like, you know, AOL Instant Messenger. That was like my first social media. You could set away messages. You could like, you know, it's weird. I was in elementary school when I did that, and then middle school, 6th grade was MySpace. Really good for bands and music, so it was pretty cool. And then you could use HTML and you can like customize your pages and stuff. It was like, you know, the beginnings of profiles. Then you had like the top 8. You know, you could have like a top 8 friends, was really fun to do. And also, so middle school, so that's like the emo screamo days. Like, so think of all the bands that Emo Cowboy likes. That would just be what you would hear when you went on my MySpace page. Like this sweet little like 12-year-old, you know, child who's like, I like sports and science and dogs, and my best friends are my top 8. And then it's like Seosin or like Chiodos or like Bayside or all these emo bands, like screamo bands. I don't know, Taking Back Sunday, like whatever was cool when I was in middle school. And then you have to show off to your friends. It's like, oh, I know that band. Yeah, I know that band. Go look at my MySpace. And then it's like you had just changed your song to like that song that everyone thinks is cool at the moment. It's like, yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, it's funny. Sorry, another tangent. Yeah, like I feel like I'm like never really got into like screamo or like emo or like metal music or anything. Like I don't know why. Like I just never really got into
MCR. Well, did you play any instruments?
Just no. I was just like in like school orchestra. So like no, just
that counts. What'd you play in orchestra?
I played the bass, but I feel
like
I was
sick. You're a bass player.
Not super into it. Like, you know, like I did it for a couple of years because my friends were doing it, but I wasn't.
But like you know chords and stuff. Like you know how to play a stringed instrument. Like,
I mean, technically, probably. Yeah.
You can probably read music.
Barely. Yeah.
My friend group, yeah, we got into like the screamo stuff because it was just kind of like what was popular music at the time. It was more like pop stuff, but we for some reason a lot of us played instruments. So I like played piano as a kid, and then I have a piano right there, and I have a bass guitar in my closet that I haven't played in years. But we would do like garage band stuff in middle school and high school.
Renaissance, man. Tennis, best ball, music.
Can do it all. Girl dad. My daughter, she's 2. She already plays piano. We're working on it.
98th percentile in height.
What can't this guy do? Can't ship a best ball contest. I'll tell you that. Not going to happen this year. We'll see.
Knock on wood.
But honestly, though, I feel like with drafting with so many different people, it's going to help. Because if I just draft all these teams by myself, I'm just going to end up getting 7th in the poodle again. And nobody wants that. You barely break even. Actually, the year I got 7th in the poodle, I didn't even break even in best ball. I lost $400 net. So the poodle, you got to do better than that to if you're going to be entering contests. And then last year I got lucky because I did so well in PGA golf that like that paid off all my best ball for last year and this year.
That's it. Yeah, man, this is a
We'll see how it
crazy.
goes.
It's a crazy game. It's a crazy life. I was talking to my new friend at work that I made. It started the same day as me about best ball, and don't want to just freely speak
Wait, you
about it.
talked to someone in real life about best ball?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's like he's
Is he
cool. Like,
chill? Does he play best ball?
no, but
Then don't do that.
no, he's fine. He's fine. I've already vetted
I'm
him.
kidding.
I already know he's a normal person that, yeah, like I don't have to sanitize my entire existence around him. Like,
People are like, what did you do last night? Oh, nothing. Just watch TV.
yeah. No, I will not be sharing that with the greater work colleague group. But yeah, no. It's just crazy because it's like, yeah, there's so many different like gaming, like poker, like other realms where people come in, or like even just data. Like I think you are somewhat like data focused in your work. Like I know a couple people that I talked to for Dynasty are like went to Princeton, went to this, went to that, like work in New York City doing crazy financial shit. And it's, yeah, very cool ecosystem and just a lot of smart people, a lot of good vibes. So glad you guys are here with us, watching,
Definitely.
talking, whatever the hell we're talking about.
Yeah. I have no idea when the last time we did a draft was, but always fun.
It's okay. I really like this last draft we did.
I told Basque I'd review his team like an hour or two ago.
That's okay.
I don't think he's here anymore, so I don't feel so bad, but I do feel bad. But we'll do a quick review. Murray, Herbert, Rogers, Gibbs, Henderson, Caleb, Harris, Benson, Hunt, McConk stacked up, Trey Harris double stack, Calvin Austin, and Fryermuth for the Rogers. That's fun. And then I think it's a naked Murray. No, Benson. Well, yeah, pretty much naked. He didn't catch passes. But I like this. I don't draft Wandale. I don't take a lot of DeMario Douglas. I like the front four. I like the tight ends. I like some of the running backs. I don't know. I've started to sour on Caleb Johnson. I just don't click him as much anymore in that range. But he obviously could still be good. I don't know what it is about hit rates on round 3 running backs. And then I don't think Warren's going to be necessarily that good either, though. So I'm kind of just like fading the run game for Pitt, but maybe that's not the right way to play it. Although I'm probably not taking like a ton of Pittsburgh overall, if I had to guess. It's just Metcalf, and then I'm about the field or above on Caleb, and then everyone else just like dies off. Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Except for Fryermuth. I've got some Fryermuth, of course. So I'm playing it through Fryermuth and Metcalf. So I always knew, or at least I thought I knew all along, Rodgers was going there, and I just acted like he was the whole time.
Good play.
Except I didn't draft him as much. I'm drafting him more now that he landed somewhere, because I guess it was just like the risk of, hey, if he retires, I don't want the dead roster spot. But if he does play, these guys should rise. And even if he doesn't play, these guys are still undervalued or at ADP. They're perfectly good picks.
Yeah. It's all gravy at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, my home league is mostly for respect. We don't play for a whole lot of money. We spend more money going to our draft weekend than we do like entering it, which is kind of what we did on purpose, because it's $100 buy-in. But it's like every time we talk about raising the price, it's like, no, let's just put more money towards the Airbnb or the food for the weekend or the beer for the weekend kind of thing.
Absolutely. That's what
that's what it becomes. Weekly winners. You will not find me there, but good luck, Godspeed. I hope you win.
Weekly wieners. That's like what your friend does.
Weekly one. Yeah, daily winners. You did some weekly winners with Whohames earlier today.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I mean, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing, but it was fun. Good to switch it up.
Yeah.
I think we built some good, I don't know, good to my eye teams, but
yeah. Well, I know it's getting late on your end. I was thinking I might do another poodle, but it's too late for me to start one. But I am on the clock in like 6 slow drafts, so
let's do it.
Let's just rip through these. I don't spend too much time on them either. I just kind of I usually do these on my phone, so it's funny to see these on desktop.
It is.
But this one's a marathon. I did the promo where you do 7 marathons. You get a free Best Ball Mania entry. It was effectively what it was. And I thought I might do at least a couple marathons, so I got them in. They're all slows. This is the last pick. 3, 5, 6, 3. Daniels and Tua, and then Rogers. Chan, Ken Walker, Pacheco, Etienne, Rashad. So probably done with those 5.
Yeah.
Nico, Terry, Judy, Mooney, Higgins, Thielen. I was trying to double stack for Stroud, and I got sniped. Kraft, Otten, Jawan Johnson. So I've already gotten the tight ends figured out. I probably got the running backs figured out. Only going to take 3 QBs. So it's probably a wide receiver I've queued up to go Tutu, Coker, or Wicks. I'm kind of leaning Coker.
Just going to say, I think Coker, yeah.
I do have Thielen already, but it seems like a good pick. And then Jarquez is about to go essentially undrafted. There's a few, but this is season long. It's the marathon. So it's like, it's not week 17. It's season long. Probably just go.
I think Coker is the best pick. Yeah.
Let's rip that one. Go to the next. Another marathon. This one's started off with, and this is so you can tell it's from like 6-3. I name my drafts usually. So this is from like the beginning of the month. They've been going for a while. Does the Wiener Doctor friend know he's catching strays on his show? No, he'll never see this, but I'll tell him when I see him. He's too busy. He lives in Denver and he skis and he hikes. And he does normal human things. He doesn't even play fantasy football. But he does touch penises every day. Which is funny to say. Non-derogatory. Nothing wrong with that. Just funny to think about.
Okay, let's see.
Wow, this one is on a weird path because I remember I took it's season-long scoring, right? All week 1 through 17. I took Purdy completely No, I have McCaffrey. Okay, I'm thinking of a different team. Let's talk about Purdy, Love, Rodgers. A lot of Rodgers in these because season-long scoring, it's like Rodgers, come on, he's going to score a ton of points.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It should be fine. This is 17th round. And then my next pick in the 18th is coming up soon. I need a running back. One more running back, although this is pretty robust, right? Like you could stop at 4, but you probably want the 5th. But I could do hyper fragile, right?
I kind of feel like you go hyper fragile. I don't know.
I just don't know the stats about like if in the marathon scoring if hyper fragile is a good idea or not, but it probably is.
Yeah, wide receiver and then tight end.
So I've got Freiermuth, and I have no idea why it's not showing the best ball overlay stack players. Maybe I just had to refresh. Okay, that's all that it was. I've got Golden and Dobbs with Love. I've got McCaffrey with Purdy, and then I've got Rodgers with Freiermuth. So I probably want another tight end at some point.
Yeah, Juwan. I mean, I don't hate going Lloyd or Emmanuel Wilson, Samson.
Yeah, that makes sense too, right? Because if I'm going to take one more running back, I might as well take someone correlated. I don't hate Marshawn Lloyd. I don't know if he's ever going to be healthy, but I think
Lloyd. Giddens. I don't know. Giddens is contingent bet. Samson. I don't know. Some people are in on Samson. I know Gratch was talking about him. It's a very Gratch and Siegel-esque take. So I mean, that's not derogatory. It's just that's the way they think about stuff.
Siegel loves rookies, especially like deep ones, like the younger players, rookies and sophomores. And then Gretsch just like, I think he's got a really good opinion as well. Hard to say. Probably I go tight end and then just take whatever running backs there at the end. So if I'm done at wide receiver with those 7, which I think I would be.
Yeah.
It's just Jawan Johnson every single time over and over again because he's just that good of a value. Probably, right?
That's what I would do. Yeah.
I think so. I think he outscores all the other guys. Boom. Did another one. By the time, yeah, one more just came on, I think, or maybe I'm just imagining it. No, I think it was already there. This one's from the next day. It's a Puka Bucky. This is a marathon. No, we have 2 picks left. So Roto Run was in a few of these. I don't see, or maybe that's the German Shepherds.
Learn Jawan Johnson, buddy.
I guess I'm learning Juwan Johnson every single draft with you because we've done that tonight. And then I was already kind of thinking of it. This one is a 3-5-7-1. So I need 1 or 2 tight ends on the way out. Daniel Jones to go with my Josh Downs.
Oh, you
Puka
could.
with Stafford and Kyron. And then this is the one I was thinking of. I have Brock Purdy unstacked because it's a marathon. You just need points. And I was trying to figure out what to do with him. I forget why exactly I took Brock Purdy, but it felt like it made sense at the time.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You could
So
do.
I'm not.
You could do Ferguson if you want, or yeah.
I guess I'm leaving Ferguson for the first. He'll be there though. I'll get him with the next tight end pick. I'll probably go Juwan Johnson here, and then Ferguson because he's stacked for my next pick.
That's fair.
Just gonna be all, and then it's like the same picks are available. It's like Giddens is still there, Samson is still there. These are guys who are just not getting drafted every time. About to have them. I'm gonna hit 20% Juwan Johnson by the time this is all said and done. Although these exposures don't affect my other exposures, so it's not really like. So this is the German Shepherd. I maxed it, but I had to do 14 slows because it closed in like 2 days.
Oh shit.
It's a 20 max, $5 entry. So this is a Best Ball Mania format with a slightly easier advance. 2 out of 10, 2 out of 12, 124 seat final. The German Shepherd. It was fun while it lasted. Pretty small tournament. It filled in like 48 hours. So I only have to do like 4 or 5 fasts.
Nice.
I think most people had to do slows in this one. This is still in round 14, so plenty of picks left. A 3-3-6-1, Brock, Herbert, Penix, McCaffrey. I love getting McCaffrey and Brock together. It just makes too much sense. Kamara, Pollard. So this is really strong. 3 running backs, and then I chilled out. I got McConkey stacked, Devontae Adams, T-Mac, Judy, Mooney, Harris, and then Goddard. So I take a lot of Adams, a lot of Goddard.
You got Ferguson. I mean,
so we're at pick 161 with 4 picks left. 14, 15 seasons.
I mean, Garendo is a pretty crazy fall.
I guess it is in this format. No, this is just kidding. This is the Best Ball Mania format ish. I have McCaffrey. Is it crazy to lock up their backfield?
I don't think so. Ferguson's also, I feel like.
Oh, you were saying Ferg. I probably just do Ferg then. These are my ranks, and then ADP it would be Ferguson before Garendo. So even bigger fall.
It's definitely one of those two. I mean, if you feel like Ferguson just it's an ADP value,
yeah,
you could go 2 tight ends with those two, just be done with it, right? So,
and then there's some week 16 with the Chargers and Dallas, which should be like a really fun game too, potentially.
Yeah. No, I think so.
This is the day that it was filling. I did a bunch of the slows, I guess. 6-11 Amon-Ra. No, actually, I don't know how it went. That was pretty recent still, but it feels like a long time ago this tournament was. This one's only in round 11. Some of these are going really slow. There's Roto Run. There's John. Shout out. John Warner is in this room, keeping it slow as ever. We all are. 1-4-4-1 build in the 11th round pick. I've got Goff with Amon-Ra, Kamara, Harvey, Pollard, ETN. I kind of like that running back room. ETN, of course, I'm starting to think less about, but
no, that's a good, nice
not very deep at receiver though. I got Bowers too, so that's how it thinned out quickly. Receiver or QB wise, maybe I just keep pushing on QB and go for like Darnold late and Geno late.
Yeah.
Although all of those guys have week 8 buys, so literally I have a week 8 buy issue. I might have to get like a Shuck
Is there,
even Lawrence is there, but he's got the week 8 bye.
I mean, you'd have to do like.
I probably need a receiver here. I've only gotten 4 receivers through 10 rounds. It's
Yeah.
pretty weak.
Oh man, this is rough.
This is a rough team, huh? The running backs are too strong.
I mean, you can go Hollywood or Mims. I mean, this is a rare they go. Like, it's not terrible. And I mean, you got Hollywood or Mims both correlate with Worthy. So I mean, you got something at least.
I think I go Hollywood and just say, hey, I'm taking some Chiefs on this one.
It's gross, but I feel like it's fine.
Yeah.
Just not a big Hollywood guy.
I'm not either.
Shout out to Thad, but
that's the only reason like I end up getting to certain places because of like team level correlation, or on this build, you got to do something different. Yeah, the Terrence Ferguson. I'll take him with the next pick, and then Demarcus Robinson or Jordan Watkins, also viable, but also pretty much always go undrafted.
Yeah,
Fant and Sinnott. That's hilarious.
That's crazy.
And then nobody else at tight end. Last slow. All right, 2-5-6-2 build. This is a German Shepherd. In the 16th round, I've got Dak and Goff with JT, Chase Brown, Kamara, Rashad White, Rico. It feels like I'm definitely done with those 5.
Yeah, that's a great 5.
Super strong up top with those 3 running backs. Lamb stacked, Devonta Smith, Jerry Jeudy, Amika, Harris, Thielen, Laporta stacked, Jake Ferguson.
Probably receiver.
Yeah, I've only got 6. And they feel decent though.
Yeah.
Like not so weak for being so strong at running back with JT, Chase Brown, and Kamara. I had queued up some QBs. I don't have a way to get to Rodgers.
You could do Slayton Dart.
I could do Slayton Dart.
Theo Johnson.
Because I have 3 picks left. And then Slayton would be there later. Theo Johnson would be there later. If I went Danny Dimes, I could do him with, I guess Calvin Austin's still there, but I don't really feel like getting Rodgers on this one, at least with just Calvin Austin.
Yeah.
Adonai Mitchell's there later, and I've already gotten JT, but he didn't really catch passes, so it's just a team level thing at that point. Probably just keep punting QB down the line, and then what I should do is just try to get, and I could just stop with those 2 QBs, honestly.
Yeah, you're fine with those 2 QBs.
Probably look at the tight ends here at 190. Very familiar list. No one I want to click off the bat. And then receivers, I mean, Michael Wilson has fallen 9 picks past Cal. So there's no real ADP concerns. It's really just Wilson, Austin, Slayton, or Coker, or Allen.
I mean,
is this an Allen team?
Yeah, it doesn't. Not a bad Allen team.
Because I don't need him, but if he shows up, he could help.
Yeah, it could help supercharge it. Yeah.
Thielen was on the thumbnail tonight. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
It was the image that I sent you on Twitter that the official Panthers account tweeted out, and the NFL retweeted it. But just Thielen looking like a stud.
Looking like a best ball streamer.
Yeah, never thought I would be so super in on Thielen, because I was fading him in 2023. I didn't really take a bunch, and then he popped off, right? And then 2024, I had a little bit more of him last year, right at the field. But then this year, I'm like 18%. I have a ton of Thielen. And it's the year they just drafted a receiver in the first round, go figure. So probably not the sharpest thing, but I don't know.
He goes so late.
He catches touchdowns. He's always been good.
Yeah. Not a bad pick. There he goes.
Shout out to David for being Bindles' friend on Instagram and holding it down in the chat. Thanks all for watching, for tuning in. If you made it this late, if you're watching this later, I appreciate you. I don't know what you're doing here, though. It's been a wild ride. We didn't draft for like the last hour and a half, but we talked about some fun things. Always good to have Bindles on. Appreciate you, my man. Anything coming up lately you want to share with the people? What's up next? I know we got the Ballsy show on Monday coming up with PPR. Tyler, it's going to be super fun. You're posting memes about Neil on Twitter.
Yeah, man. I don't think I'm going to be streaming for the next little bit. Probably till Monday. Because it's Canada Day weekend here. So I have
is it?
I have a wedding. I have people in from out of town. I have a wedding. I have a date on Sunday with my girlfriend, and just a bunch of stuff going on every night. So, I did 3 streams today. So there you go.
Incredible. Fun stuff. Make sure you check out Who Hames stream from earlier, and then also the Fantasy Stock Exchange with Danny and Bush. Bindles was on that at the later part of the show, so very fun. I actually haven't seen that yet. And I'll catch y'all in another draft soon. More poodles to come. The poodle is officially past 50% filled. It has to be, because when we started the stream, it was at 48. It's at 52. So it's gaining like 3 or 4%. It's gaining 1% per hour. It's going to close by Friday. I've only done 7. I've got 13 to go. I don't know how I'm going to get them in. I don't want to do slows. I really don't. I want to do slows. So
do a marathon stream and just
that's what this was. We got 3 done, and it took 4 hours. And I'm going to die. I need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Not literally, figuratively. I'm just tired. But no, Bill, super fun. Thanks for coming on. Always good to talk ball with you. Ballsy on a Wednesday, essentially. And we'll see you guys later soon. Peace.